And we are live back again with my boy Finn for week 3 of the English Premier League predictions. And we're going to be talking all things English Premier League. I see my boy Finn's already freezing up here. That's not a good sign, but it's okay. We'll get through this.
Back.
We will get through this. It's all right, man. Finn is not at his usual studio, but and he's coming all the way from South Africa as well. So it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. You know what I mean? We understand. We understand. So Finn, just to kick off today's stream, we want to talk a bit about the Carabao Cup. You know, we had Carabao Cup yesterday and the day before, I think. So we're
Yeah.
just gonna take a look at what's going on in the Carabao Cup because a lot of Premier League teams actually played in the Carabao Cup. So that is something we have to actually note because if we don't do that, then we're going to mess up in terms of our analysis. Because we know there's teams that beat other teams 6-0 and may come into the weekend feeling very confident. So just got to actually talk about that one. So big up to Lengan Sweet in the house. Personal terms agreed. Who is that with who? Ronaldo? And we're going to be talking about all of that today. So it's going to be a fun one, Finn. It's going to be a fun one. You know, Finn and fun.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Finn and fun. It's going to be fun. So big up to everybody in here. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button for the live stream. Smash the thumbs up button for our guests. Not new around these parts. He's been on the channel before, but definitely never been live with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a different experience. I don't know if he's going to act all weird during the live stream, but you know what I'm saying? I'll try to keep him on a leash, guys. Big up to the boy Josh Byrne, Mona Mele, Mo Casey. Big up to Palomo, Sebastian. Big up to Michael Talks Football. All the best to your team Helsinki today. Mike will be going to watch that game as well. Big up to Steve McCullough in the house. Everybody, man. Appreciate you guys coming through. LJ. Who else is in here right about now, man? Thanks to everybody who's in here. Big up to Doug. Nice to see you around here, Doug. Appreciate it, man. Look, let's talk about the Carabao Cup. Let us talk about the Carabao Cup. Today's a big day. Today's the Champions League draw. And there'll be a lot of content coming out today because after I'm done with this live stream, I'll be live for the draw, live reaction. And then after the draw is over, I'll be coming in with some hot takes. You know, if whoever Chelsea get, Liverpool get, I'll be making these separate little clips to actually give my thoughts and how they'll do in the group. So that is something I do all the time. So Finn, let's talk Carabao Cup to heat things up today. We have Oldham Athletic beating Accrington Stanley 5-4 on pens after the game finished 0-0. If there's any game you actually want to talk about, let me know. If there's, like this little English club just, dear to your heart, just let me know, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think definitely the Norwich Bournemouth game is definitely speaking to me. I can feel that one.
Ooh, I'm actually reacting to a lot of these for the first time because I've been so busy with a lot of other content on the channel and stuff like that I never really got to check out the Carabao Cup scores, not even the highlights. So I don't know if some of these goals are like worldies or goal of this, Puskas Award contenders. But we're going to move right on. Swansea 4, Plymouth Argyle 1. Let's see who scored here for Swansea. Morgan Whittaker with a hat-trick. So big up to Morgan Whittaker. A lot of Premier League clubs will be looking at you if you continue banging in those hat-tricks. Or you might just help Swansea get promoted again. So it won't be too long in terms of touching on the scores. But for the Premier League clubs, we definitely have to. Norwich 6, Bournemouth 0. What happened here, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting one. It's weird because obviously Bournemouth now being a championship club, I think we now know as a fact that Norwich can perform versus championship clubs. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can convert that to the Premier League. But I think they definitely have confidence now.
Listen, that is false hope. That is something that you call false hope, man. Believe me, because they got about 99 points from the championship. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Doug is saying, Dom, I'm opening my StreamYard link after the draw on and give your thoughts on the City draw. Let me know. I'll message you the link. Yeah, if I can though. if I can, because I'll be live on my channel. Don't forget that I'll be live on my channel. So yeah. So big up to Leicester City FC Farhan, who knows? I have to check out your content, bro. I haven't got to check out your content yet. I know you make YouTube videos. We might have to get you over here to talk Leicester City. Big up to Josh from A View from the Stands. Big Aston Villa fan up in here. Martin Kolev, big City fan coming out of Bulgaria. Listen, man, I like how the channel is going this season. A lot of guests, a lot of new people, a lot of new faces, a lot of new perspectives, and that's how it's going to be for this season. I'm putting on my diplomatic hat, and I'm getting real, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting into the DMs, I'm talking to people, and I'm just being a bit more friendlier than I have been over the last few years. But look at this game, man. Norwich 6, Bournemouth 0. Christos Zolis, new man with a brace, 12th and 66th minute. Kenny McLean, 26. Lucas Rupp, 33rd minute. And big talking point here. The American Josh Sargent bagging his first 2 goals for Norwich City in the 49th and 79th minute. Total domination. But they play Liverpool in the next round, which is not the best draw you could have possibly wanted. But you never know. Another but. Liverpool does not really perform well in the cups because Klopp tend to prioritize the league and the Champions League. So let us see. Norwich might actually love that draw. Who am I to say? You see what I mean? So Northampton Town 0, AFC Wimbledon 1. Blackpool 2, Sunderland 3. Good for Sunderland. They need that confidence boost. Fulham 2, Birmingham 0. Let's see who scored for Fulham.
Yeah.
Jay Stanfield, Anthony Robinson, the American international. So Americans doing the damn thing this weekend, it seems. Brighton 2, Cardiff 0. I didn't make predictions for these, but some expected results. Jakob Moda, very talented. Andy Zakiri. Look, when you check these 2 signings, these are 2 good pieces of business done by Brighton. Their recruitment is off the chain. And I just have to make note that they signed, I think the Mark Cucurella deal from Getafe is finalized. That's a good signing. That's a left back right there. Cucurella, former Barcelona man who has been bouncing around the place. And you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's a good. It would be a great piece of business if they can get that through. I think a really good attacking player has a defensive mind as well. I think it would fit Brighton's system quite well.
Plus, what else stands out about Mark Cucurella? Let me
Barcelona.
see. No, come on.
Spanish.
His hair, man. He got that
I
nice.
know he's got that long hair, but I don't know if you're trying to refer to that for some specific reason or.
No, man. I'm talking about the hair, bro. You know, he got that flair.
Luscious locks.
Big up to Brawlberry in the house. And Josh is saying, can you come be a diplomat in England? We need a few of them. Look, man, when I say diplomat, I mean, you know, Doug is a very good diplomat. Doug talks to a lot of people. He knows people from every single Premier League club right now, and I don't. So I need to be talking to some Burnley fans with YouTube channels and things like that. You see what I mean? So, look, let's continue with the Carabao Cup. Zakari and Moda with the goals. So good stuff there. Good boost of confidence. Brighton winning all 3 games so far this season. Rochdale 2, Shrewsbury 0. Gillingham 4, Cheltenham Town 5 on penalties after the game finished 1-1. Millwall 3, Cambridge 1. And we will look at the draw afterwards. Wigan 5, Bolton 4 penalties after the game finished 0-0. Borough 0, Aston Villa 6. This is one we got to talk about. Cameron Archer. Seems like he's a youngster. I don't know the player.
Yeah, I think he's a 19-year-old striker from what I read. Very promising, and definitely if Aston Villa need a striker in the future, a good shout.
Definitely, man. It's good to see the youngsters doing well, getting their opportunities in these cup matches as well. Remember, I think wasn't Borough that club last season that I remember there was a Borough got a kind of far last season in one of them competitions. I might be wrong, but they got knocked out. El Ghazi with a brace and Frederick Gilbert in the 75th minute as well. On my spare time, I got to look at the squads and see who featured for the Premier League clubs, but I can't do that now. Wycombe Wanderers 5, Stevenage 3. Wycombe Wanderers, they got relegated from the championship after making it there for the first time. Stevenage, they're just a club that I use secretly in FIFA. So, QPR 2, Oxford United 0. Morecambe 2, Preston 4. Sheffield United 2, Derby County 1. Oh man, not Frank Lampard. What's his name there again, man? Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney's club.
I was thinking Chris Wilder. Chris Wilder left Sheffield.
Nah, man. Wayne Rooney. I'm talking about Derby County. So Luke Freeman and Billy Sharp. Billy Sharp putting in the goals. There. No Ryan Brewster though. He did score his first Sheffield goal this season already. Brentford 3, Forest Green Rovers 1. Big up to Brentford, unbeaten so far. Newman Johan Wissa with the 68-minute goal. Brian Mbuemo, 75th. And Marcus Fors in the 86th. So big up to, what you call it, Michael. I think Marcus Fors is from Finland, right? Isn't he from Finland?
The manager, Thomas Frank?
No. I'm talking about Marcus Fors.
Oh, Marcus Fors. Oh.
Yeah,
maybe. I know they've got a strong. I know they've got a strong Danish link, but I'm not sure if he's Finnish or not. I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is. I could remember he is. So good stuff by Brentford. Touched the scoring already. So good confidence boost. I'm interested to hear what you got to say about Brentford. Though. Did you put out your prediction video this week yet?
Yeah, my predictions went out yesterday.
Oh, I didn't even get a notification. By the way, guys, subscribe to FYNN'S channel. The link would be in the description box down below. And I'm featuring for the City versus Arsenal game. So make sure you check it out. I got to share it on my community tab, though. We have a view from the stands. Josh saying Cameron Archer will go out on loan, I reckon. Did you see El Ghazi penalty? Felt it was a bit unnecessary. No, I actually didn't get to watch anything yet. I didn't get to watch any of the highlights. I will go on ESPN Plus and watch the highlight package, which was scheduled to be released today. So big up to City fan here. Kevin De Bruyne. Thanks for coming through. Joshua Wilkinson in the house. How are you doing, man? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. And we have Josh saying he just subbed to FYNN'S channel. Guys, make sure you go check out FYNN'S channel. Finn is going to actually surprise a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying, today because of his wide knowledge, he knows the Premier League. He knows the Premier League. So we're just going to continue the Carabao Cup just to warm up. Huddersfield 1, Everton 2. Tom Lees in the 45th minute here for Huddersfield. Iwobi and Townsend with the goals. Moseken got sent off in the 59th minute. So Iwobi has been playing well, though. He
picks up. Well. And he always does in the Carabao Cup, I think. He always seems to be at a different level.
Yeah, when you playing against Huddersfield, of course, yeah, you know. We need to see him at a different level when they meet Liverpool or Man United or City.
No, he can stay at his level versus us.
Wait, what? Repeat that?
I say no, he can stay his normal level when he faces Manchester United. He doesn't need to pick up. It's fine.
Oh, and guys, Finn is a Man United fan, just so you guys know. I forgot to mention that one. So Cristiano Mike is saying Ronaldo to City, LOL. Well, we're going to talk about that some more today, but let's just finish off the Carabao Cup and then go on. Ashley Fletcher, Watford's new man. I think they bought him from Bristol City. Scored in the 86th minute. Crystal Palace still winless this season. Still have not scored a goal under their new manager, Patrick Vieira. Not looking good for Palace at all. Not at all. Any thoughts on Palace not scoring yet, Finn?
Going into the season, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from Palace fans, but I just don't think they have the firepower. I'm not surprised that they haven't scored yet. Look, still early days. Luckily, defensively, they seem to be slightly better or slightly less shaky than last season, but they just don't have it.
Remember, we got to talk about Palace later. Don't let it. Listen, don't let it all out. Thank you. Don't let it all out, man. Save it for when we got to talk about Palace. So we have. Good win for Watford there, newly promoted against Palace. Stoke City 2, Doncaster 0, Tom Ince and Sam Surridge. The new man, Sam Surridge, in the 48th minute. Good win. Doncaster, you're supposed to beat Doncaster, though. Leeds 3, Crew Alexandra 0. And a fun fact about Crew Alexandra, there's a player, a former St. Vincent and the Grenadines international called Rodney Chan Jack. He actually played for Crew Alexandra, and I could remember this clearly because when the news came on about him, they mentioned he played for Crew Alexandra. So big up to the Crew Alexandra crew. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Rodney Chanjak is actually a legend of the club. So Calvin Phillips in the 79th. Jack Harrison, the newly signed from Man City on a permanent basis in the 85th and 90th minute. So Leeds left it late. Crew give them a run for their money, but they picked up the win. Thank you very much there, Steve McCullough, for the $5 super chat. HJK Helsinki come back against Fenerbahce today. Finn, I'll be watching that game. What do you think, Finn? Any no?
Okay. I haven't done my research on that, but
yeah, don't sweat it, bro. You haven't been following the Europe, what is that? The Conference League, I think.
The conference. Yeah. I haven't been too caught up with the conference, but you know what? I promise I will from now on.
Yeah. But Finn, advice to you, you know what I mean? You know, I always like to, give you advice. Talk about the Europa Conference League, bro, because a lot of creators won't be talking about it. And if you talk about it, I'm pretty sure you'll get traction from that. More traction than you will from the Champions League. Because everybody want to talk about the Champions League. You know that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I know Michael for sure will be talking about that. So, definitely. So, thank you very much there, Steve. And we will move on. And Mike definitely confirming that Michael Fawcett is from Finland. So, good win for Leeds United. Very good win. We're going to move right on and then get into the Premier League predictions just now. So, next 5 minutes on this. Wolves 4. Well-needed boost of confidence, man. Romain Saiss, 58-minute. Daniel Podence, Francisco Chinkau with his first goal for Wolves on loan from Barcelona. And the young talent Morgan Gibbs-White in the 88. Good win for Wolves. Definitely need that boost coming up against Man United this week. Burnley 4. Newcastle 3 on pens after the game finished 0-0. Oh, boy. Oh, Newcastle. Jeez, man. What a start to the season. Southampton. Whoa. Whoa. I did not know this happened. Southampton 8, Newport County 0. So Southampton are actually dishing out what they got for the last 2 seasons. What are your thoughts on this? This come as a shock to you, though?
It comes to a shot. Should they win this game? Yes. Should they win it comfortably? Yes. But by that time, maybe 4 or 5-0, 8-0. You know what? That's going to do them a world of confidence, and that is going to be such a good step for them.
You know what? I think the reason why they actually, picked up this 8-0 win is all the confidence they brought over from the Man United game, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Shh.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Quiet down.
So, Arnav Gupta is saying Cristiano is coming to City, Dom. Ooh. Listen, man. We got a new tweet from Fabrizio here. Let me see what he's saying. Okay, 1 hour ago. All right, there's still no official bid from City, though. That's Fabrizio's latest update. So let's calm down, though. We'll talk about that a little later in the stream when we get to City. But Armando Broja, the new signee from Chelsea on loan. He's an Albanian international, if you don't know. 9th and 57th minute. Damn, the man is on fire already. Nathan Teller, that'll do him a world of confidence, a world of good. That'll do his confidence a world of good. Yeah. Kyle Walker-Peters, 44th minute. Mohamed Elyounoussi, the Norwegian, who was on loan for quite some time. I was excited when they brought him in from Basel, and then he just basically did not perform well the first season and got shipped out. The man bagged a hat-trick. So big up to Mohamed Elyounoussi, a player that I've always enjoyed watching for Basel in the past. And Nathan Redmond in the 69th minute. We will move on. Arsenal 6, West Brom 0. OMG. God damn, Arsenal have something to actually rejoice about this season. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with a hat-trick, Nicola Pepe, Bukayo Saka, and even Lacazette on the scoreline. Listen, I'm shaking in my pants already, man. I'm shaking in my pants. We play Arsenal first thing Saturday, and I'm actually, I gotta go to the bathroom. I actually pissed my pants, man, because Arsenal on fire. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe. Who knows? Don't forget, Arsenal also dominated West Brom in a game last season, and we know where that went.
Listen, man. Look, Finn. They needed this.
Yeah,
and
no, big time.
Yeah, not the right time to actually play Arsenal. So for the draw, oh man, you know they say Man City always get easy draws, and it could not have got easier than this. Wycombe Wanderers. God damn, I'm loving it. As a City fan, I'm loving it. So this is my draw reaction, Finn. Pretty sure this is yours as well. Did you see the draw? Draw?
No, this is new to me.
All right, so Millwall versus Leicester City. I have to do predictions for the third round, though. I didn't do any predictions for the second round. Watford versus Stoke. Brighton versus Swansea. That's a good one. The Seagulls versus the Swans.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's what you call a bird fight, bro. So we have Fulham versus Leeds United. That was a Premier League fixture last season. Wolves versus Tottenham again. Nuno against his old team once again. Wigan Athletic versus Sunderland. Burnley versus Rochdale. Norwich versus Liverpool. And I spoke about this draw earlier. Norwich might just fancy this draw because Liverpool do not really prioritize the cups. But who knows what they'll do this season? Who knows? And maybe if Liverpool do prioritize the cup, they'll actually win some silverware. And that's a little jab at Liverpool after not winning anything last season. Sorry. I know the Liverpool fans are gonna get at me for that one, but I gotta spice things up a bit, man. You see what I'm saying? I gotta go down to the spice aisle of Grenada, get some nutmeg and spice it up. All right. Preston versus Cheltenham, Sheffield versus Southampton. That'll be a good one. Man United versus West Ham. Finn, how you feel about that one?
I'm not going to lie. The second you scroll down there, it gave me a tiny bit of a fright. I think, as you mentioned teams earlier, how you don't want to face Arsenal at the moment because of momentum. West Ham United is that team for Manchester United. I mean, current top goal scorers in the Premier League, yes, we're only 2 weeks in. But, I mean, 8 goals in their first 2 games. They are looking good. I'm a tiny bit scared.
Yeah, West Ham are on fire. We will be talking about that West Ham game for about 5 minutes before we get into the predictions as well. So we have Arsenal versus Wimbledon. Nice draw. Arsenal could go deep in this competition, you know. They could go kind of deep. They could go real deep. Yeah. Brentford versus Oldham Athletic. Good job for Brentford. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. Josh, how are you feeling about that one, Josh? Oh, man. That one is a tough one, but it's the cup. Anything could happen, though. Anything could happen. And last but not least, QPR versus Everton. And that rounds off our segment of the Carabao Cup second round and the third round draw. So, Finn, it was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure joining me today for today's live stream.
Yeah,
hopefully, next time we come around, it'll be fun. Guys, that's all for now, okay? Peace. Yeah, but look. Let's talk. Big up to everybody in here. That was fun. Actually, fun doing that one. Let us talk about this game right here. Let us get into it. Let me just get the game, and we're gonna touch on this game, and West Ham. I want to talk about the West Ham Leicester game. Finn, let me know your thoughts on the game as I gather some information right now.
Just ouch. I mean, that has to hurt. I mean, I don't know what went wrong a red card went wrong for Leicester City, but it's a bit embarrassing at the end of the day. Regardless of what you want to say about it, it's a bit embarrassing. It's not the result they want.
Yeah, that was a weird one though, but I did predict a high scoring game. I did predict a 3-2 match. Predicted West Ham to win 3-2, and we did get 5 goals in the game, but West Ham are absolutely on fire. But one thing I gotta say, I want David Moyes to be a little bit more relax, man. He's a little bit too uptight. When they ask him about the Mikel Antonio celebration, when he got the cutout of himself and he kissed it and he danced with it, and then he's like he's not really like, endorsing that. I'm like David Boy, shut the hell up, man.
It's banter. Great banter.
I'm like, have a little fun. The man just became West Ham's all-time leading goal scorer in the Premier League, and that's big, man. He just transferred from the number 30 to the number 9. And I'm telling you, man, Mikel Antonio is a hell of a freaking striker. That's the type of striker you need. A commanding in the box, strong, fast, clinical, and he's just very, very passionate, man. And I have all good things to say about Mikel Antonio. I really hope he does get to debut for Jamaica, because playing like this, man, Southgate might say, hey, are you sure? Are you sure you want to link up with them reggae boys? You want to go on, Mikel Antonio? You want the call up or what? Do you want the call up? Southgate is saying, do you want the blood clot call up, Mikel?
No, that would be great. He is a player who deserves international football. That man is an absolute genius up front. I believe, like, since lockdown ended till the end of last Premier League season, no player had scored more goals in the Premier League. This man is a true striker. Get him in an international jersey.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the international jersey he's most likely to play in is Jamaica. Well, I'm not going to sing. I know you guys are looking forward for me to sing, but I'm not singing. But look, Finn. Look, all jokes aside, man. Mikel Antonio, you mentioned. Remember when he went on that rampage during lockdown? And last season, he was brilliant. And look at how he started this season already, man. This is absolutely amazing. So just to touch on the goals, Pablo Fornals, brilliant counter-attacking goal. I think Leicester City made way too many mistakes, give away the ball. We're not going to talk about, the Soyuncu back pass, man. Listen. He did not even look at what he was doing. And when that happened, I was like, Soyuncu is such a highly rated defender, linked with City and all. And I'm like, he can stay exactly where he is right now at Leicester City. Because that was not smart, man. He didn't even look to see what was going on. And you got to give it to West Ham, man. They just, kept their head up and they did their thing. I'm telling you, that was a brilliant piece of football, man. Brilliant piece of football. But just to touch on the goals again, you guys could also see who scored on the screen. Pablo Fornals, really good goal. Ben Rama is on fire, man. He did not start too well after his move from Brentford, but I have to say this is some good piece of business done by West Ham United to bring inside Ben Rama. So Ben Rama with the assist for Pablo Fornals. Ben Rama with the goal, assisted by Mikel Antonio in the 56th minute. And being 2-0 up, Yuri Tillemans did get the goal back. But let us talk about the Ayoze Perez red card in the first half. It was kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, a little bit too, I should say, he was a little bit too excited. It was like he needed to calm himself down. Reckless is the word, but he was a little bit too enthusiastic, man. At first, as I mentioned, Leicester, their passing was horrible on the day. Kasper Schmeichel should have never attempted that pass, and it put Ayoze Perez under pressure. And his red card might be a blessing in disguise, because I don't understand for the life of me why is he starting ahead of Kelechi Iheanacho or even Patson Daka. That I don't get, and Brendan Rodgers has to learn a lesson from this. This game was a total disaster for Leicester. The first match against that was Wolves, they did not deserve to win the game. The most they should have got out of the first match was a draw. If it wasn't for Mr. Adama, throw our way. I just made that up on the spot there, guys. Nobody steal that one, okay? Adama, throw our way, always throwing away goals. How many now? About 4 clear-cut chances, and So Mr. Adama Choawe is actually, to be blamed for that, to be blamed for Wolves' first 2 losses as well. But West Ham United, man, I'm telling you, those 2 goals by Mikel Antonio, absolutely ridiculous. Declan Rice, that Declan Rice pass, it just shows how calm and cool West Ham United on how well they manage games, because when that goal scored, they were so patient in passing the ball that they moved they tried to go through the middle. They couldn't pass. They moved it over to the left. Declan Rice made the run, and Leicester was just all over the place, man. When you have Daniel Amate in your defense, what else you expect? Daniel Amate was a disaster, especially for the last goal there. Vladimir Kufal with that crossing. Big up to Kufal, big up to Shusek. These guys have been massive. And Finn also did a very special video on Thomas Shusek on his channel. So make sure you go check that one out. A link would be in the description box down below for his channel. So, look, Yuri Telemans did bag a goal. Very scrappy goal. West Ham tried their best, but Fabianski was breached. But I got to say, big up to West Ham, man. They're looking good. They have done some good business. They're looking to bring in Kurt Zuma, who will only make their team better. They have Issa Diop on the bench as well. So they're well equipped, I think, to manage both Europa League and the Premier League this season. And actually, I believe with this form, they could actually be top 6 again this season. I think West Ham are, let's say, they could take the place of Arsenal, what Arsenal has been doing over the last few years. So big up to everybody, man. Make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We got 33 likes. Let's get the likes up to 50 thumbs up. Appreciate it. So we got Mike Coombs in the house. Bluey, FFA, we're getting CR7. So the CR7 news is heating up big time, but we will get to that very, very soon, man. Steve McCullough saying Chagla Soyuncu is still very young and he'll have rough games every once in a while. Yeah, I know, but we got to talk about it still. Big up to Ryan LFC in the house as well. Ryan, how are you doing, bro? How are you doing? Good morning to everybody in the chat. How are you doing? Nice to see you around these parts as usual. Robert Robinson, man, how are you doing? Good to see you as well. Big up to all the City fans in here. So, Finn, let us move right on. We had to touch. I don't like to leave any stone unturned, so I just had to touch on the West Ham game. I was actually gonna make a review of the game right after it happened, but I was afraid that if I went out, my son Liam would have been wanting to come with me, and I was like, yeah, too much hassle. Too much hassle. So the first game that we're going to talk about today, Finn, will be the game between Newcastle and Southampton. So let me actually pull up that fixture, and we're going to touch on that, or not the quick view, but we're going to talk about this game. So both teams, as we know, had Carabao Cup games, with Southampton winning big and Newcastle losing their game. We're just going to bring up the head-to-head stats right there on the screen for those of you guys who are interested in that, so you have some insight as we go along. So Aston Villa won 2-0 to Newcastle, and Southampton drew with Man United on the last match day. So, Finn, what are your thoughts on this fixture?
I think I'm semi-excited for it, to be honest. I mean, look, both of these teams, no one's expecting huge things from them, but I think in terms of a head-to-head contest, I think it is going to be exciting. I have no clear win. I've got no team that I pointed and say, yes, they're winning, but I think it'll be a really tight contest. I think it's going to be mistakes which make the difference in this game. I think a team will make a mistake in defense, and that'll be the difference maker. It's about composure in this game.
Thank you. Last season, Newcastle beat Southampton 3-2 in February at home, and Southampton did defeat Newcastle 2-0 at their stadium. Southampton has enjoyed a very, very Newcastle have been very good against Southampton, pardon me, over the years, with their last loss coming in 2016 and 2020. So only 2 losses in their last 10 here. So it's a kind of contest that's very difficult to predict, seeing that Southampton started off the season in a respectable manner. Newcastle, they have not. And they lost the Carabao Cup game. Southampton coming off of a huge 8-0 victory in the Carabao Cup as well. And they are the team coming into the game with more confidence. Ralph Hasenhüttl versus Steve Bruce here. Hasenhüttl has not enjoyed a good time against Newcastle with only 1 win in 5, losing 4. And against Steve Bruce, 1 win, losing 3. So Steve Bruce has the edge here. He also have a very good record against Southampton. Players to watch, of course, Alain, Sid Maximin, Joe Willock. Yeah, those players are standout players. Callum Wilson as well. For Southampton, you got to talk about young Livramento, the right back. I'm not even too familiar with his first name yet. I think he's an Italian, though. Isn't he an Italian? Do you know anything of this player?
I know the name, but I don't know too much about him.
So, Livramento. Let me just check up Mr. Livramento. Valentino Livramento. He's actually English, but he sounds like he has a little bit of Italian background there. Maybe one of his parents. The Southampton team, they're looking kind of light. Seeing that they sold Danny Ings, they sold Vestergaard, and Ryan Bertrand moved on. That's a lot of experience moved on. And they have gone to youth in terms of replacing those players, and a few players coming back from loan as well. Theo Walcott signed on a permanent basis. Adam Armstrong looks a Danny Ings type player. He's baby Ings. Brozier brought in. Shane Long still there. The team is looking. They're looking okay. I'm predicting them to struggle a bit this season, but if we learn anything from what happened against Manchester United, I think Southampton might just be all right, man. Finn, I have 2 questions for you here.
Yeah.
Newcastle. First, I want to ask you, imagine what Newcastle could achieve under new ownership. Like if a takeover happened and they managed to bring in a better manager and everything. What are your thoughts on a potential Newcastle takeover and how far it could take the club?
I think it could take them relatively far. Look, I'm not saying it's going to be a massive takeover that could take them to title challenges or whatever, but we've seen what decent players can do at the club, that they kind of have a vision. Obviously, the likes of St. Maximin being the best example of a really good player coming into the squad. So I don't think it'll take them to new heights in terms of winning the title. But I do think it'll change the team. I think that it may just be what they need. But we've been promised a takeover for years now. I'm not sure it's going to happen. But if it did, I think it would be the game changer.
It's been a long time coming. Change gonna come. Yeah, eventually.
I thought you were going to sing something else.
Eventually. So, how do you think Southampton will do with such drastic changes in their team? Something that I just touched on.
I don't think they'll... Look, as you said, versus Manchester United getting the draw, maybe they'll be all right. To be honest, I put the draw down to a Manchester United era making mistake. A boyhood school, like a child level football mistake that you should not make. I'm very on the fringe of whether I think Southampton will just narrowly escape relegation, whether they will get. I don't think they'll do well this season, especially as you said, they're missing players like Danny Ings. Armstrong looks like he has potential. He was great last season. But new into the club, we still have quite a bit to see from him. But losing some big names, I do think they'll struggle this season. I don't think they'll do as well as last season. So we're going to have to see.
Well said, Finn. Well said. So, guys, you see the head-to-head there. 40 matches played in the Premier League. 16 wins for Newcastle. 16 for Southampton. It's as close as it gets. It's closer than friends, and it's closer than lovers. So, these teams do not do well away. Newcastle only have 2 away wins here against Southampton. So, just keep that in mind when you're dropping your predictions, all right? Just remember that. Just remember that. In terms of insights, I want to share some very valuable insight with you guys. We have Newcastle have lost just one of their last 16 home Premier League games against Southampton, winning 12 and drawing 3, going down 2-1 in January 2015. The Magpies have won their last 4 home Premier League games against the Saints. Southampton have lost 4 of their last 5 Premier League games against Newcastle, winning the other 2-0 at St. Mary's last season. Newcastle have won 14 Premier League home games against Southampton. Against no side have they won more at St. James's Park in the competition. So Southampton are the team they love to play the most. And do you have a prediction for me, Finn?
My prediction for this, as I said, I think it is going to be close, but I do believe that Newcastle United will get the result. I think it will just be a scraped 1-0 win.
So 1-0, says Finn. I'm going for a Newcastle win as well. They need to win. They have played 3 matches this season and they haven't won anything, and they've been struggling. They've been really struggling. They need to be a little bit more clinical. Southampton, even though coming off of a huge win in the Carabao Cup and a magnificent draw against, I'm going to disrespect your team in front of you, Boychester United. I heard you mention boy. I heard you mention they made boy mistakes. And I was like, yes, Finn is absolutely on the money with this one. Boychester United. Sorry, it's all banter, man. It's all banter.
I agree. I agree. They need to prove a point. They do need to prove a point.
So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Newcastle United. I know Steve McCullough, who's a big Newcastle fan, would love that, but it has nothing to do with Steve. It's just how I feel, man. You know what I mean? So Newcastle's next game will be away at Old Trafford against Manchester United, and then they play Leeds United at home. For Southampton, their next match will be against West Ham, and then they play Manchester City. Things could get a little ugly for Southampton over the next few weeks after the international break. Guys, remember, we got an international break coming up after this. So if you have any predictions for this fixture, Newcastle versus Southampton, please leave it in the chat. We'll be reading out a few predictions right now. Brawlberry is saying 2-1 to Newcastle. We have Sekyanzi Nicholas is saying, if only Newcastle can formalize themselves in playing Jonjo Shelvey day in, daily. Shelvey was actually injured in the last game too. That's why. Yeah, he was injured. And, you know, Shelvey's a hothead. So sometimes if he's not injured, he's suspended. Then only they will start getting result. It makes absolutely no sense playing him one game and bench the rest. You see, come on, Nicholas. You gotta do your thing, man. Shelvey was actually injured. I heard the commentator say that myself. So we have, what else we have here in terms of predictions for this game? Guys, drop your predictions in the chat. Chicken Man is saying 1-1, a 1-1 draw, which would be absolutely nice. Steve McCullough is saying Bruce is statistically the worst Premier League manager of all time. Oh, man. And he says Steve Bruce out.
Well, wouldn't technically Frankie de Boer be, because didn't he manage Crystal Palace and lose all 7 of his 7 games?
Well, I don't think he meet the criteria. Not enough games managed. Mike is saying Steve Bruce has to be sacked soon if this continues. Yeah, definitely under pressure for sure. Definitely. So, any more predictions? Mike Coombs is saying 2-1 to Southampton. Palomo 4-2 for Newcastle. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about them scoring that many goals, but we gonna move. We're gonna move right on, man. Finn, we got Brighton and Hove Albion versus Everton FC. So Brighton beat Watford 2-0, and Everton and Leeds played to a 2-2 draw. In terms of their results against each other last season, they played to a 0-0 draw back in April, and Everton beat Brighton 4-2 at Goodison Park. So in terms of wins for Brighton have picked up 2 wins in their last 10 games and also has 3 draws. So not a bad 50%, you know. They haven't lost 50% of their games against Everton, and Everton, who are under new management in former Liverpool man Rafa Benitez. Finn, talk to me about this fixture. What are your thoughts?
Oh, well, Everton is such a tricky one, because Everton is one of those teams that can beat any team in the world one week, then lose to any other team the next week.
They just said Neverton?
Yes, Neverton. I'll steal your pun. If you're going to let me steal your pun, then I'll steal your pun if you let me. No, but I think Everton, look, it's a team with so much potential, but once again, it's not a team where players, where for their club, they just don't seem to play. I mean, we've obviously heard that about Jordan Pickford before. I mean, Michael Keane, although he doesn't play international football on a regular basis, he's been atrocious with mistakes so far. Obviously, I mean, look, they've got the makings of a good team that could beat, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton lost. Because Brighton, I don't know, I think we underestimate Brighton. I think they can achieve a lot.
Definitely, man. Brighton, I think I call Brighton the mini Man City. Because of the style of football they play. Lack the quality of Man City, but they play some damn good football, man. And a lot of people, I don't think they could join this debate because most people only watch their teams play and that's it for the weekend. I try to watch as many games as possible. Now that the games are back playing simultaneously, it's very difficult. 4 games at the same time is very, very hard. Those 3 p.m. matches is very difficult to catch all of them at the same time, but I try to watch replays, man. I have some questions for you, Finn.
Yeah.
What is Brighton Hove Albion's biggest weakness in your opinion? Don't worry, I'll be putting you on you're going to be in the hot seat all stream. All stream.
Good, that's what I'm here for. Okay, I'm busy looking at their defense. Obviously, I think they've got some brilliant defenders. I don't believe that they've lost either of their 2 best centre-backs, even after getting rid of Ben White. I think they've got a good goalkeeper. They've got a decent midfield. Attack-wise, we've seen Mapai be a really clinical striker, maybe someone more clinical than him. But I would say if they had to prioritize and get one really good player, it might have to be in the full-back position. That kind of player who can move up, because obviously Lamptey, I think, is a great player, but he has suffered with injuries. They need that player to get the ball from the back to the front. That's what I believe they need.
Well, they have been in the news about signing Mark Cucurella. Remember we discussed that at the beginning? Yeah. I was hoping you talk about Brighton's weakness in game management, because remember last season they were in the lead so many times. They were drawing so many games, and Brighton are the team to drop the most points from winning positions last year. I don't know if many of you guys know that, but Brighton just need to manage games better, and they're showing that they're able to do that this season, and they have started off 3 games and they have won all 3 matches. I like the kind of football this Brighton team plays. I heard you said Maupay is very inconsistent. He could be very clinical at times, and at other times he's missing sitters for fun. Danny Welbeck, he's injured. He's a very determined player as well, and very good in front of goal with some spectacular goals as well. But I think that's also an area where they need to strengthen. I think if they manage to get in another striker, they could be fine. The addition, I think they added a player by the name of Enoch Mwepu in the midfield as well, a Zambian from Salzburg. He will help the team along with Yves Bissouma. Everyone rates Bissouma. Bissouma is a baller, man. Everybody rates Bissouma. So I see Steve McCullough is actually saying Darwin Núñez is a good player, man. I support Benfica. Would be disappointed if he left for Brighton. I have seen the links, but Darwin Núñez have not been that good in front of goal either, because Benfica did not win the title last season over in Portugal, and it's because of the fall off of guys like Darwin Núñez, who was on absolute fire, I think, the season before. His name was all over the place. He's a Uruguayan striker. So I'm really, really surprised that look, I'm not surprised that Brighton are going in for him, but I don't know how well he'll do in the Premier League. I just want to put that out there. So look, Steve, I have another Finn, I have another question. I have another question for you, Finn. Rafa Benitez's move to Everton shows there's no loyalty amongst most players and managers. What are your thoughts on the former Liverpool manager?
Ooh, okay, so I personally think, it sounds like a weird shout, but I think Everton should have maybe given Duncan Ferguson a proper chance at management. We saw him before Ancelotti came in. He was really decent for a few games, and he played versus Chelsea, Manchester United, all of them. He did a decent job. I feel like Rafa Benitez, we need to see him in this new era of football, because he hasn't managed a top club and done really well with them for quite a few years now. In terms of the whole loyalty thing, yes, it's going to annoy Liverpool fans. It's not a good thing for them saying that they've got a terrific manager. I don't think they're too upset at the moment. But at the end of the day, I don't know. He kind of has to feed the family. He has to look after the family. He has to have a job. But whether he's the right man for Everton, it's too early to tell. I don't know if he's going to be the right man. As I said, Duncan Ferguson would just be my weapon of choice.
You said you don't know if he's going to be the right man. That is not what my wife thinks. She thinks I'm the right man. She definitely thinks I'm the right man. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, you talk about feeding his family. I'm pretty sure he went to China and made a whole lot of money to feed his family.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
there's the only loyalty in football when it comes to loyalty, the only names you got to mention is the fans and Harry Kane. That's it.
True.
Harry Kane and the fans. That's the only loyal people in football right now. The Kane, and I say it again, Kane and the fans. Harry Kane.
Shame.
You know what I'm saying?
Mark Noble aspires to be like Harry Kane.
Look, man, big up. Look, when you talk about loyalty, I want to just say big up to Mark Noble, who is the longest serving one club man currently still playing in the top leagues. I'm not going to say in football because I don't want to say that. And then there's some guy over in Estonia who's been playing in it for his club since 1998. You see what I mean? I don't want to say that because there's players in Japan who are like 50 years old still playing. So I'm not going to put my neck on the line there. So in terms of insights, Finn, the home side has never lost in 8 Premier League meetings between Brighton and Everton with 6 wins and 2 draws. Brighton will be the hosts, with Brighton winning 2 and drawing 2 against the Toffees at the Amex Stadium. You know what Amex is?
It's the stadium.
No, Amex. You know what Amex is? Amex.
What's Amex?
American Express, bro.
Oh, yes, I know American Express. Yeah, no, I know that.
It means that Brighton should always be on the money when they're at home.
Yeah.
Everton are winless in the last 4 away games against Brighton in all competitions, losing 2 and drawing 2 since a 2-1 win in April of 1983. So they have not won at Brighton since 1983. Brighton has started the 21-22 seasons with 2 wins from 2 games in the Premier League and added a win in the Carabao Cup. They've won their first 3 games in just 3 of their previous 94 seasons in Football League, doing so in 1951, 52, and 53, 54, and in 2011, 2012. So it's not very, very likely that they're going to do it, but this is a different Brighton. Graham Potter is working some magic there, and you never know what you're going to get from this very, very exciting team. Big up to my boy Pascal Gross as well. And Solly March, who just signed a long-term contract. Yeah, and Leandro Trossard, man. Listen, Lewis Dunk, man. Listen, Dan Burn. I'm just calling up ballers because Brighton are ballers, man. You see what I'm saying? Look, what's your prediction for this game?
Oh, you have no idea how much I actually want to go for Brighton for this. I want to say like a 3-2 to Brighton because I believe they can do it. I mean, I've said this for a while now. As I said, not many people agree, but I think Lewis Dunk is 3 times the defender that Ben White was. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I am going to give it to Everton. If Michael Keane can just stop falling asleep in defense, then I believe Everton can do it. I do think Everton are going to get the away win here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. Might backfire, but it's what I'm going with.
Well, Steve, Everton, they don't. Okay. I'm going for a 2-2 draw, man. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I'm going to keep the whole trend going. Brighton to stay unbeaten this season. In terms of the fixtures, Brighton will play Brentford at the Brentford Community Stadium next, and then they have Leicester City. In terms of Everton, who I don't know if they will continue to be without James Rodriguez, who seems like he does not want to play football anymore. Weird character, that man. And now we're kind of understanding why James has fallen from grace since his heroics at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. James is a little brat. Let me just put that out there. James Rodriguez is a little brat. Big time.
I tend to agree.
I'm done with James right now. James, man, he showed so much promise under Ancelotti last season. I know he's gone. You want to act like you don't want to play football, man. Whatever. So Everton play Burnley next, and then they meet Aston Villa. With that being said, big up to everybody in the chat right now. Steve McCullough going for a 2-0 shock win for Brighton. Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. We got 98 people in here. Let's get the stream up to 100 likes or closer. Michael is saying Brighton 1, Everton 3. Mupé is a doubt for this game as well. We have Steve Barkley saying 2-1 to Everton. Brawlberry 2-0 to Brighton. We have Lame Albert saying James is lame AF. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We have, what else we got here? What else we got here? James Rodriguez is throwing a hissy fit. Tell me about it. Big up to the boy Ankit in the house. Big up to Dom, the panel, and the chat. What else we have? Nadir Abdel Noor 1-1 draw. We have Palomo saying a 2-1 win for Brighton, just to laugh at Rafa Benitez. Chelsea fan, a 3-1 to Everton. What else we got here, man, in terms of prediction? Guys, if I didn't read, Jordan Hyman, a 3-0 to Everton, even though he's a Liverpool fan. What else we got here? Carl Headley in the house coming out of New York City saying a 2-2 to Everton. And we are definitely going to keep it moving. And the next fixture we're going to talk about is the team that everyone loves to watch these days. West Ham United versus the team that, you know, they play sedative football of some sort. Crystal Palace. Not very excited. Not very exciting, to say the least. So look, man, big up to Hendricks in the house. Big up to Hilford, Tia Jr., Princey TV as well. Jared Rego, big up to y'all as well, man. Appreciate that. Look, West Ham United 4, Leicester City 1, Crystal Palace 0, Brentford 0. And we touched on the Carabao Cup fixtures earlier, so we're not going to get into that right about now, because no need to stretch things out more than we actually need to. So in terms of last season for these two teams, we had a 3-2 away win for West Ham United and a 1-1 draw at the London Stadium. West Ham have lost 2 matches in their last 10 against Crystal Palace, both coming in the 1920 season. So this is a London derby, and I want to hear your thoughts on this one, Steve, before I put you in the hot seat once again. Why I keep calling you Steve?
I was waiting,
Listen,
but I didn't want to be rude, and I wanted you to finish.
Why the hell I keep calling you Steve, man? Because Steve in the comments right here, you know what I'm saying? And also big up to Steve for being a member of the channel. Guys, don't forget memberships to the channel is open. It helps to support the thing, helps to keep the lights on. Even if the lights get shut off, I'll find a way to put the lights back on, though. But Finn, talk to me about West Ham versus Crystal Palace here.
It's so tricky because obviously we've spoken about...
Did I say Steve again?
I don't know. Let's say you called me Finn. Let's continue.
Finn, let me get this straight. Finn, talk to me about West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Talk to me.
Okay, well, I think we touched on Crystal Palace a tiny bit earlier in terms of their attacking and defensive abilities. I think defensively they have had 1 or 2 good-ish moments. I think Gaeta is a brilliant goalkeeper. I do feel like they do need to bring in players though, but no matter what I say about Crystal Palace, just the way West Ham United are playing at the moment, no matter what Crystal Palace are doing, West Ham are looking unstoppable. Defensively looking solid. Midfield-wise, they've got one of the best midfields in the Premier League, one of the best midfield duos. Attacking-wise, I thought they would be a bit dry, a bit quiet without Lord Jesse Lingard, but you know what? They seem to be really well off. They seem to be really, really decent. I just have to give West Ham United the win in this, and I would probably go for a 2-0, if not even giving another 4-goal result.
Well, you're giving your you're not giving your predictions yet. All right, hold the predictions. Look at that table right now on the screen. What do you see? And who do you see at the top?
West Ham.
Let's see how long they could stay there. Let's just put it out there. Let's see how long they could stay at the top. Finn, hot seat. Do you think West Ham under David Moyes would handle being in the Europa League this season? How do you think he would handle being in the Europa League, playing Premier League football as well at a high level, FA Cup, all 4 fronts, the League Cup as well? Talk to me.
The thing is, it's a problem because I do like West Ham United. It's one of my favorite teams, bar the obvious team I support. But I like West Ham United. I think they've got a good team. But do I think they'll suffer in either one of those competitions? I feel like it might be a slight bit of a blessing if they got knocked out of the Europa League earlier, because that means they can focus on their Premier League. I think it all depends on when they get knocked out of that. But if they stay in the Europa League for quite a long time and focus on that, I feel like they might suffer in terms of the Premier League. I think they've got a really good quality team. They've brought in good depth, especially goalkeeper with the likes of Areola now. They've got some really good players. They've got a decent amount of depth, but their depth isn't strong enough to do well in both. I feel like they might drop a place or two compared to last season in the Premier League. Very decent team, but I do think that they will struggle a tiny bit.
Well, we talk about depth and we look at the squads here. Crystal Palace seems like they have a lot of depth, because if you look at their striking stocks here, you have Benteke, Mateta, Zaha, Jordan Ayew. You look at their midfield. We want to touch on the youngsters here. You have Saki. These are a few youngsters coming through. Conor Gallagher, unknown from Chelsea. Eberechi Eze still out for a long period of time. But a player that I'm looking forward to see how he performs is young Michael Olise, just brought in. Also, in terms of youngsters, Mark Guehi, still sporting his Chelsea shirt in this profile picture as well. They brought in Joachim Anderson. Nathaniel Klein is still at the club from his transfer from Liverpool. Nathan Ferguson. I think they're going to give youth a try at Crystal Palace this season. Tyrick Mitchell comes to mind. So I think they should be all right. But in terms of Vieira, look, it comes to the question that I have for you. Do you think Vieira would last the entire season? Crystal Palace are yet to score a goal.
That, once again, are we going to see another Big Sam scenario? Are we going to see Big Sam in the Premier League to rescue a club once again? I think I don't know whether he'll be the first manager sacked or not, but will he last the whole season? No, I don't see it happening. No.
Thank you very much. Look, I met Patrick Vieira before while he was the manager of NYCFC, and I wish the man all the best, man. I don't know, man. You got to start getting the results, or else things might get very, very, very ugly. You know what I'm saying? Look, you talk about West Ham on their depth here. They do have depth in the goalkeeping department. Darren Randolph, Areola, Fabianski. In the defensive areas, there's depth there too, if you really look at it. There's depth. Fredericks, Masuaku, Ben Johnson, all fullbacks, right? You have Kufal as well, Aaron Cresswell. I think they have depth. They tried to bring in Kurt Zuma from Chelsea. Issa Diop can't get a game because of how well Craig Dawson and Angelo Ogbonna is playing. And I really think if Ogbonna continues to play this well, he does deserve a little call up in the Italian team, man, because Mancini has been calling up some players, and I think Ogbonna deserves a call up even behind Chiellini and Bonucci, man. So Mancini, bro, you know what I'm saying? Make it happen. Lanzini is not really playing. Mark Noble is not really playing. So that's depth that could be utilized in the Europa League and the other competition. But you see, in the forward position, Benrahma, Bowen, Antonio, and Yarmolenko, I think they need another forward. A player like Jesse Lingard comes to mind. Or if you don't get Lingard, you could actually bring someone else in. So thank you very much for answering those questions, Finn. You're the man, man. You're the man. You're on absolute fire. Every question that I've thrown your way, I think you've done pretty damn good. So look, I have two insights here. Crystal Palace are winless in their last 10 Premier League London derbies, drawing 5, losing 5, scoring just 7 goals and conceded 19 in these matches. West Ham are looking to win each of their opening 3 games to a league campaign for the 3rd time in their history, previously doing so in 1958-59 and 1983-84 top flight. And this brings us to the most fun part. What is your prediction, Finn?
Oh, okay. Now, as I said, I do feel like it will be another goalless game for Crystal Palace. Look, I would love to be proved wrong. I don't dislike this Crystal Palace team whatsoever. I do feel like it will be a goalless result for them. I do feel like West Ham will win. As I said, I'm kind of deciding between that 2-0 to 4-0 range. I feel like West Ham United could really batter Crystal Palace to an extent. But you know what, as I said in their previous game versus Brentford, I thought defensively in some areas they held up well. Gaita was decent. So I'm going to limit it to a 2-0 win to West Ham United.
Thank you very much. Look, let me bring you full screen here. Finn, what do you think about my brand new bucket hat, man?
I like it.
I had to go and get the black version. I have the red version, but I don't. When I'm wearing the red version, people tend to think I'm like a Liverpool man putting on the red hat and things like that. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? But I don't want to get things misconstrued because someone thought I was a Liverpool fan. A Chelsea fan thought I was a Liverpool fan, wanted to do a preview of the Chelsea game and all. I said, listen, bro, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm a City fan. You should know this. But maybe it's because I'm wearing so much red, so I had to switch to black. Look, my prediction, right? I'm going to give you a hint for my prediction. What is that thing that you have in the bowl when you're making a cake? What is it? What is it called?
Dough? Flour?
Come on, Finn. All right, people in the chat, what is that thing called when you're making a cake? Cake? Oh, man.
Batter.
Oh, yeah, bro. You got it.
I thought you were talking about ingredient.
Listen.
Okay.
West Ham United are going to batter Crystal Palace. Another 4-0 win. 4-0.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Listen,
I watch West Ham play both games, and I watched them play all last season. Attack minded, but they do it sensibly. They do if they're going forward and they see they don't have an outlet, they would tend to bring the ball back a little, not too far back like a Manchester City, not far back to the goalkeeper, but they would just recycle it and come again through Kufal, through Declan Rice. You see what I mean? And I think this team is a team to watch this season, man. 4-0. Without a doubt.
No, definitely. I thought when you said, see, that's where I was getting from, because when you said ingredients, I thought flour. Then I'm like, if you have the L, if they take the L, then you take away the L, and then it's 4. That's what I thought you were getting at.
Come on, bro. Don't overthink it, man. Don't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? Don't overthink it. I might come off as a complicated guy, but I like to keep things very, very, very simple, man. Look, West Ham's next game is going to be against Southampton, and then they play Manchester United. Okay, so awesome stuff. So this is a London derby between them and Crystal Palace, who Crystal Palace have actually started the season off with hear this. Crystal Palace have started the season off with 5 London derbies. They started with Chelsea, then against Brentford, then against Watford, then against West Ham, then they play Tottenham Hotspur next. Oh man. Wow. And I'm gonna go out there to say this right now. I think they're gonna lose every single one of them except the one from Brentford. They drew 0-0. They're not winning any. So in terms of what you guys are saying in the chat, big up to everybody in here, man. Carl Headley, he got it right. And Steve is saying, oh, batter, right? Black Sharp. Who is that deluded LFC fan saying Fabinho over Kante? LOL. I don't know, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I really don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what he's talking about?
I don't know what they're referring to but I disagree with it.
That's enough. You don't know what he's talking about. I don't know either. 3-1 to West Ham. 5-0 to the Hammers. Big up to Lame Albert. Albert, you're a Hammers fan, right? Luke Anderson says up to the Toffees. Everton fan in here. So the Irons, West Ham United. So we're gonna move right on, Steve. We're not gonna Steve, what the fuck? Why do I keep calling you Steve? Steve, please get out of my head, Steve.
Do I need Steve? I'm sure I've got a name tag somewhere.
Listen, get the name tag. Get the name tag, man. Because I don't know why I keep calling you Steve, bro. Listen, I don't know why I keep... Listen, I need to make you a name tag. I don't know why I keep calling you Steve. But I don't know. Oh, man, I don't know why. Oh, why? I don't know why. Listen, man, Norwich City versus Leicester City. I got to say, after that last game, I don't know too much about Leicester, you know. Brendan, I don't know too much about you, you know, Brendan. You're kind of coming up short a lot these days. So, Norwich in their last game, 5-0 loss to Man City. Leicester, a 4-1 loss to West Ham United. In terms of the last time these two teams met, Norwich actually defeated Leicester 1-0 the last time they were in the Premier League. And the game at the Leicester City Stadium, what the hell is that stadium called again, man? Jesus Christ. King Power Stadium, Jesus Christ, man. Listen, 1-1 draw. So not very good against Norwich the last time around. So Norwich, the Canaries, would have a bit of hope against the Foxes, especially coming off of such a big win in the Carabao Cup. So maybe that's no indication to how they'll do going forward. But let's see. Let us see. Look, Finn, what are your thoughts on this fixture?
I think it's going to be closer than people expect, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be really exciting in terms of attacking, intense football. I don't know whether we're going to see another slip up from Leicester City or not, but I think in terms of a game, it's going to be a lot more exciting than people may realize initially. And I would actually recommend it to most people as a game to watch. If they had to watch one game that maybe wasn't one of the top games, this is definitely a game to watch.
All right. That's all you got to say about this game to watch?
Well, as I said, we'll have to see whether Leicester City make the same mistakes or not. Once again, Perez not playing. We're going to have to see if Daka kind of plays. If he comes into the team, I'd love to see more from him. His attacking ability, his speed, I think that he could be a threat. As a whole, once again, Norwich performed really well in the Carabao Cup. They got some of their newbies, their new players in there, and they performed really well. But versus a top 6 Premier League team, it's going to be tricky. But I think it will be close.
When you talk about Perez, what are you talking about? Florentino Perez? It cannot be Ayoze you're talking like that. It cannot be. Listen, I don't have to agree with everything you say. You don't have to agree with everything I say. I just want to put that out there.
That's football.
But listen, Ayoze Perez ain't that good.
I said it's a blessing that he's out.
Listen, he has some good games, but he ain't that good, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Save the compliments for Kelechi Iheanacho, Patson.
I didn't say anything nice about Perez. I didn't say anything nice. I don't know where you're pulling that from.
I swore I heard you said something nice about Perez just now, man.
No, I said it's a blessing in disguise that he's out.
Oh, okay. Just checking you, man. Listen. I have questions for you here. Are the Canaries staying up, man? Simple. Are they staying up?
Simple answer, yes, I think so. But that's purely because I do believe there are teams that are worse than them. And I do believe there are some at least mid-table teams or some really decent teams that Norwich could beat. I see you. But I genuinely think Norwich are staying up. I think they've got that ability. I truly, truly do. I think there's so many more teams that are worse than them this season.
Bro, Norwich are going down.
We'll see.
Mary J. Blige, bro. Mary J. Blige. That's all I'm going to say.
They probably will, but I like Norwich. I'll give them a chance.
Listen, Mary J. Blige, bro. You see, you're being too nice. I'm gonna talk to you about this, man. Listen. I know you're a United fan and all, and United haven't been doing well. Maybe that's why you like so many other teams. You know what I'm saying? You like this team. You like that team. Listen, I don't like none of these teams. The team that I like, Man City. I may like how some of the teams play, but I don't like them other teams, bro. I don't like them. You see what I'm saying? Just want to put that out there. I like how they play, but the affinity for those teams are not there. I'm a City fan. I'm a football fan, so that's why I'm mentioning the style of play, the football, and, I like to appreciate the goals, the good defending and things like that. But I'm not going to be out here saying I like these teams like that, man. Seriously. I ain't doing that. I got, you know what I mean? I ain't doing it. Listen, CTID from 1894 to infinity. Let's just put it out there. Man. Listen, Man United and Man City linking up, guys. There's going to be banter here and there.
Yeah.
Finn, listen, Finn, don't be afraid to attack, man. I'm just putting it out there. If you have something to say it. Get it off your chest.
No, I believe you know what I meant. I, of course, don't like the team. I like how they play. You know what I mean. Don't push me into saying that I'd prefer to be a Norwich fan over a United fan. How disgusting. How dare you?
Listen, might as well just be a freaking Norwich fan, man. They're winning titles, you know what I'm saying? They're winning championship titles. I see United winning any freaking titles.
Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, oh, I love that picture so much. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a picture of Harry Kane saying if he stayed at Norwich when he went out on loan at them when he was younger, he would have won more league titles than he has at Tottenham Hotspurs.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't really haven't seen that one. So look, I have another question for you. Even with an improved squad, do you think it's the same old Leicester City missing out on the Champions League 2 seasons in a row? And if we have an indication of how they've started the season, it seems like they're heading back down that route.
I think maybe Leicester City are getting their bottling out early this season. Maybe they're losing their games early this season, and then they'll do well. But no, is it the same Leicester City team? I tend to think so. They've got that quality. I think they've got, once again, games where they really should be winning, they're kind of flopping, or games where they should at least be contending, like versus West Ham, it should be a tight contest. But once again, is it the same old Leicester City? I tend to think so. I think they're just not winning the games or getting points that they should.
Well said. Look, Norwich will be coming into this game on a high, not so much Leicester City. They received a battering from West Ham. And this is a must-win game for them. I think this is a must-win. If you can't win against a newly promoted team, well, you're not sending the right message. I know Arsenal have not sent the right message. I know in the past City have lost to Norwich and all, but Leicester got to win these games. So I have some insights for you, and bear with me as I read through these insights. Norwich have lost just one of their last 7 home league meetings with Leicester City, winning 4, drawing 2. Going down 2-1 in October of 2015. Norwich's final league win in the 2019-20 campaign was against the Foxes, 1-0. Leicester have won 5 of their last 6 away league games against promoted sides, with the only exception in that run being the 1-0 loss at Norwich in February 2020. So Norwich seems to be that bogey team for Leicester, though. Norwich have lost their last 12 Premier League matches, rolling back from the last time they were in the league, scoring just once and conceding 32 across these defeats. In the top flight history, only Sunderland, 20 in a row between 2003 and 2005, and Manchester United, 14 in 1930, have had a longer losing run than the Canaries. And I have one more for you. Leicester have lost 4 of their last 6 Premier League games, winning 2, one of them this season, as many as they had in their previous 21 in the competition, winning 11 and drawing 6. However, the Foxes have won their last 5 meetings with sides in the relegation zone by an aggregate of 13-1, which brings us to your prediction, Finn. What's your prediction?
Well, I will let you know that I think Norwich will score the first goal, but I think Leicester City will somehow scrap it back and get a 2-1 win. I think, as I said, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be way more exciting than most people initially think. But as I said, I think Norwich will score the first goal. They'll have that confidence. But just through the longevity of the game, yes, Leicester City don't always hold on for the full 90 minutes. They don't always push for the full 90 minutes. But I do think that they'll get a comeback win, 2-1.
Well said. Thank you very much for your prediction. Look, my prediction is a Leicester City win, 3-1. I know the Norwich City fans won't like me actually hearing this. Like me saying this, they won't like hearing this right now. But I gotta say, they're not winning this game against Leicester. I know Leicester got battered by West Ham, but West Ham has been a whole nother beast lately. So I'm going to say 3-1. Guys, if you have any predictions, please let me know in the chat. I'll be reading out some predictions very soon before we move on. Norwich next game will be against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. And that's after, excuse me, I just had to burp there. That's just after the international break. So let's see how that one works out. And for Leicester City, their next game is against Man City. last season they beat us. The first game, they really, really spanked us. What was that, 5-2 or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Listen, this season, let me just come up here. You're receiving a pasting. Clip that one out, guys. Clip it out. But I wanna spank Leicester City just like how West Ham United did. But look, we're gonna move on, guys. What's your predictions here? We have
My prediction.
Yeah. Not you, Stephen Finn. Look, man. Brawlberry, 2-0 Leicester. We have here Leicester 3, Norwich 2, says Albert. Chicken Man 3-1 to Leicester. Chelsea fan says 4-1 to Leicester City. Jordan, a 2-0 to Leicester. Let me see here. Diego Lopez, CR7 going to City already. Let me see if there'll be any update on Fabrizio Romano's channel. Let me see. All right. Juventus have no intentions to let Cristiano Ronaldo leave on a free, as Man City and Jorge Mendes want. So City wants Ronaldo, it seems. Okay, we get to this one. This is what Juventus board told Mendes again today. Juventus want around 28 million fee to sell Cristiano Ronaldo because of their balance. Look, I don't think they actually want a player. I don't know if they want a player. Like, if there'll be a swap deal. Juventus could actually take Bernardo Silva and give us some cash. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That could actually work. So let us see how that one works out. But I'm not gonna believe the whole thing until it says, here we go, Ronaldo to Manchester City after being a former United player. But we will talk about that some more when we get to the Man City section. And Finn, we're gonna move right on to the next fixture. And that one will be the game between Aston Villa and Brentford. So Aston Villa versus Brentford. Aston Villa beat Newcastle 2-0, while Crystal Palace and Brentford played to a 0-0 draw. In terms of the last time Aston Villa and Brentford met, this happened in the Championship back in 2019, where Brentford won 1-0 at home, and the away game at Villa Park ended in a 2-2 draw. Brentford has not lost against Aston Villa in their last 5 meetings. And I'm going to check their entire history. And these two teams have only met each other on only 6 times. And Brentford has never lost to Aston... Wait. Yeah, Brentford has never lost to Aston Villa.
Wow.
This is very, very interesting. This is interesting. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this fixture at whole?
Oh, well, it's tricky because my mind really tells me that, or my heart really tells me that Aston Villa can do it. I think they've got a fantastic team that they can put together. Better on paper, perhaps, especially getting some big names and the transfer window. But they haven't looked spectacular since the season has started. They haven't showed us what they can do. They haven't had the great start that they did last time. We're looking at Brentford. The last 2 championship seasons, they've been the top scoring team in the championship. They've got a fantastic goalkeeper in the likes of Raya, who got the second most clean sheets, I believe, in the championship last season. They've got a fantastic team. I've got mixed emotions about how this could go.
Thank you very much. This would be the second time these two managers, Dean Smith and Thomas Frank, are meeting each other. And in that game, of course, Thomas Frank picked up the lone victory. Dean Smith against Brentford, 2 wins, 4 draws, and 3 losses. So, yeah. And just so we know for insight, Dean Smith was a former Brentford manager as well. He managed the team from 2015 to 2018. I bet y'all didn't know that I was going to mention that one. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little golden nugget for you guys in the chat who did not know that. So just to get the stats on screen here, season so far, there's no Premier League meetings prior between these two teams. So this is a newly minted Premier League fixture. All right? So both teams have started out the season okay. Aston Villa with a win and a loss. Brentford, a very, very clean record so far. 1 win, 1 draw, no goals conceded. I have questions for you.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, question. Did Grealish make the right choice leaving Villa for Manchester City?
I think it depends how you define like the right choice. If he wants to win trophies, yes, it is the right choice. I think as a Manchester City fan, you're guaranteed trophies at some point or another. In terms of maybe being a club here, I don't know. I think he could have achieved a lot at Aston Villa. I think he could have been there to the point where Aston Villa achieved a European spot, kind of like how West Ham United did, kind of just improving season by season. I mean, we saw them go from narrowly just escaping the relegation zone to really looking super strong last season. I think they could have gotten to the point of a European spot, and I think Jack Grealish could have been part of that team. Will Jack Grealish ever be a Manchester City legend? No. Could he have been an Aston Villa legend? Yes, 100%. So I think in terms of making a name for himself and having that legacy, I don't think it was the right choice. And then?
Is this the United fan coming out of you right now?
No, why? Why is it? Why?
Bro, Grealish is legend. Just want to put that out there.
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fantastic player. But the thing is, Manchester City in this era have so many fantastic players that you'll really put down as legends, part of a legendary team. Where if Jack Grealish stayed at Aston Villa from that period where they win the championship to the point of qualifying for a European spot, that would have been more of a name for himself than he will in this current already successful Manchester City team.
Yeah, you're right. Good points, man. Good points. I'm just messing with you. Question for Brentford. Can Brentford keep up this momentum?
I'd stay undefeated in the Premier League. Probably not. I think it's a great team. Don't get me wrong. But as we saw versus Crystal Palace, they didn't have that same dominance or attacking ability, that attacking intensity like they did versus Arsenal. I think first game in the Premier League, they had so much to prove. That's why they were fantastic. Will they drop off? They probably will drop off towards the end of the season in terms of points. They'll lose a lot of points. They have the ability to be that upset team. We've seen teams like Leeds United and Wolves get promoted to the Premier League in recent seasons and do super well. I feel like Brentford could be that team, but I don't think they'll continue the same momentum they have now.
Thank you very much, man. Let's just take a look at these two squads, and I like to take a time to big up to the boy Dominic Thompson here. Never met you before. Nice to meet you, Dominic Thompson. Appreciate, we having the same name and all. But if you look at this Brentford team, right, let me just go back to the Brentford squad here. They're Scandinavian heavy with Patrick Gunnarsson in goal. He's Icelandic, not a Scandinavian country, but close. Pontus Jansson, Christopher Ayer, the manager himself. Then there's Mads Sorensen. There's Roaslev. There's Racek. So, and you go, there's Christian Norgard. There's Matthias Jensen. And I'm pretty sure there's more. There's Mads Bistrup. And I'm pretty sure there's more. There's Marcus Fors. Listen, it is Aston Villa versus Scandinavia here.
It is.
You know what I mean? So they have a neat little team, and I think they have enough to just survive. I'm not calling it yet, but to just survive. If you look at Aston Villa here, their squad is very, very deep. Look, people are praising Aston Villa for the business that they've been doing and whatnot and this, that, and the third, right? But if Aston Villa recouped a lot of money when they sold Jack Grealish. But apart from the Grealish sale, they haven't really been selling players for big money, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And, well, look, they haven't, but they have been spending. Aston Villa have spent 105 million euros already, but they recouped that money from Jack Grealish, Mbwana Samata, and Bjorn Engels. So let's just put that out there. But the signings that they have made are enough to make an impact on their team. Axel Tuanzebe from Manchester United. Great move, Axel. Great move. We have Ashley Young, former United player, going from Inter to Aston Villa and taking up the left-back place from Matt Targett, who got his soul literally taken out of him from Ismail Assar. Leon Bailey from Leverkusen, Danny Ings from Southampton, Emi Buendia from Norwich. And if you check last season, they also spent 100 mil only made 2 million. If you check the season before that, they spent 159 million euros. So over the last 3 seasons, let's talk. Aston Villa has spent 370 million euros to be where they're at right now. So when we want to talk about City spending money, City's doing this, Chelsea's doing this, Arsenal are doing this, Aston Villa are spending a whole lot of money too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all about smart business.
How smart is the business, Finn, when you're spending a lot of money? If it wasn't for... Look, I don't be hearing City get praise for doing smart business.
No, but I'm giving City praise. I as a United fan am giving praise. No, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between smart business and just spending money. Because obviously we've also seen teams like Fulham get relegated after spending 100 million. We've seen that before. It's all about how you invest it.
That is true, but my point is they're investing a lot, and I think this is the reason why they're staying up. And this is one thing. I'm going to move to the more positive side of what I'm saying. I've argued before with people who talk about how much City are spending, and I'm saying to them, what else are you going to do in order to survive? If you want to get to the top, you have to spend. You have to definitely spend money. Princey, I'm not being a Villa hater. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to make a point here. Villa are spending a lot of money, but if they don't spend the money to improve their squad, they will suffer and go back down in the championship. And I don't know if Norwich City has this type of spending power, or if they are attractive as an Aston Villa, or if they have the same scout in the caliber scout department. But they could learn a lot from what Villa does, because I don't know if they want to spend that much money, but Villa, they spend a whole lot of money, man. Look, let's just wrap this up. This one. Let's just touch on some insights here. Aston Villa have never lost a top flight match against Brentford, winning 5 and drawing 1, with the first such match between these two sides coming in February of 1947. So, look, just to touch on this fixture, I didn't have much information on this fixture, and I don't really know if there has been any top flight games, but in terms of the Premier League, there has been none. And from doing my research on both these teams, I also didn't see anything dating back to back then, but maybe there is. I'm checking the history, and it only goes back to 16-17. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know where this stat came from, but maybe I really don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's before records were. It can't be.
Yeah.
It really can't be. But that one is a weird one. That one is indeed a weird one, because we're looking at it right here on the Premier League website, head to head. There's no head to head between these two teams in terms of top flight. You see what I'm saying? But I have to do some more research in terms of these two teams and if they actually met in 1947. Brentford 0, Aston Villa 2. Maybe. Could any Villa fans in here actually verify that one? Maybe I should not have read out that insight. But we have Brentford are unbeaten in their last 6 league meetings with Villa. You see, that's the meeting I'm talking about. This is a weird one, right? You get what I'm trying to say here. It says Brentford are unbeaten in the last 6 league meetings against Villa, all between 2016 and 2019. You see what I'm saying? This. However, all 3 games at Villa Park in that run finished level, with the Bees never winning away at the Villains in all competitions. So maybe it's about all competitions, other competitions. Yeah. So maybe it's about other competitions because, But they have the thing is, they have no information on those other competitions right now for us to actually refer to. And usually there is. Brentford are yet to concede a goal in the Premier League this season, with only 2 newly promoted sides keeping clean sheets in their first 3 games of the season, with Charlton Athletic doing it in 98-99 and Huddersfield Town in 17-18. Finn, what's your prediction for this game before we move on? We got some big fixtures to talk about, and we're spending a long time on this one. So
I'm,
we only.
I'm, no, I'm
What?
not gonna lie. I'm tempted to. Sorry, I keep interrupting you there.
No,
Steve
no,
will
you
speak.
you go, you go, you go.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go for Brentford. I think they've got it in them. As I said, attacking wise, the top scoring team in the championship for 2 seasons in a row. Great goalkeeper. We saw if they played like they did versus Arsenal in their opening Premier League game, I think they could do so well this season. But I don't see it happening versus Aston Villa, or it might. I think Brentford could win this one. I've got my prediction written down as a 1-0 win to Aston Villa with Danny Ings scoring the goal. I do think Aston Villa will win this one, but a huge part of me is saying that Brentford could win this.
I think a huge part of you is saying Aston Villa is going to win it, seeing that you predicted a 1-0 win for Aston Villa, though. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. I think Villa are going to pick up their first win against Brentford in recent times, and they're going to continue their great form. Look, I think Villa was unfortunate to lose their opening game against Watford. I don't know what happened there. But what we saw in their last game, man, against Newcastle, this Villa team is on a mission. Danny Ings looking good. What a spectacular goal. And I expect more greatness from Aston Villa going forward. They spent the money. They better freaking produce the results. So the next game for Aston Villa will be against Chelsea. And for Brentford Football Club, the next game will be against Brighton Hove and Albion. That comes after the international break. So, guys, we are going to hot this one up. We are going to hot it up. We are going to hot this one up a little bit. We're going to talk about a big match. We're going to heat it up. It's been a little cold. I think it's getting a little cold, Stephen Finn. It's getting a little cold. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this game. Yeah, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this one. So, big up to Blue Clouds TV, who dropped $5 super chat. Says, big up to you, brother. Keep up now. Big up to everyone in the chat. Appreciate it, Mr. Zion, man. How are you? How are you feeling today? Nice to see you coming through and support the thing. So, thanks. Thanks for the super chat there. Look, Steve, City versus Arsenal. Arsenal coming off of a big EFL Cup win. Of course, we know that. 6-0 against West Brom. Man City coming off of a 5-0 win over Norwich. Arsenal lost their last Premier League game against Chelsea. Last season. Listen. Arsenal have only won one game. Let me just put that out there. One game against City in their last 10 fixtures. A single game, and that was the semi-final of the FA Cup. And they have lost every other match dating back to 2018 when they met in the Carabao Cup final. That's their last 10 matches. I'm not going to go further than that. 3 years is a long time, long ago. Long time ago. Look, man. I don't know if I think the Arsenal fans know that they can't go into this with false hope. I know the players know they can't go into this with false hope. The game against West Brom was a good morale boost, but again, you can't go in with false hope. You really can't. Even though they do have a better Premier League record against City, being 48 games played, 23 wins for Arsenal, 15 for City, 10 draws. That was the old record. City has been dominating for a very, very, very long time against Arsenal. Total dominance. And we could go back to as I said, the 2017-18 season. One win for Arsenal. It's very, very one-sided. Two big teams, but very one-sided. I actually wanted to make a combined 11 for these two teams, man. I can't.
Manchester City everywhere.
Listen, no Arsenal player could get in. Even though I want to put maybe Kieran Tierney as the left back, might as well just put Joao Cancelo as the left back. Aubameyang would have been the striker right now, but yeah, he hasn't been playing well in the Premier League. So
Oof, Dominic, that's how you know it's rough. When a team that does not have a proper striker at the moment still has their striker over Arsenal, that is rough.
I've been hearing things that Man City wants to sign Aubameyang. I listen. I think Pep might be able to get the best out of him if he does go to City. You know, I think that'll be, you know what I mean. But he would have to, maybe most likely would have to cut down his wages. I don't know if he's gonna want to do that. But Aubameyang, I don't know. He needs to start. He needs to get his scoring boots on in terms of the Premier League, man. Not bullying West Brom. I always mix up West Ham and West Brom. I don't know why I do that, but I did that all last season. Look, Steve, fuck, I keep calling you Steve, man. Finn.
It is what it is.
Finn, talk. I don't know, man. Steve, get out the chat. Steve, get out. Look, I'm only kidding, but look, Finn. Talk to me about your initial. Just give me your initial thoughts on this fixture.
Once again, reference to earlier, I think it's going to be a battering. I cannot see Manchester City lose to what has essentially been a mid-table Premier League team for 2 to 3 years now. I mean, it's been horrific. As you said, yes, maybe the numbers over the entire meetings between these two teams would tell a different story. But don't forget, for majority or like half of the Premier League's existence, Manchester City weren't a top club. They weren't a top club. They've changed things around. I would widely consider them on their day the best team in the world. Where Arsenal, I don't know when last I can say I considered them in the top 10 teams in the world. And I think looking at them, the way they've played, the way they've struggled, the players they're missing through injury, they don't have their big man, Ben White. There's so many players obviously at risk. Yes, they've got the likes of Martin Odegaard in, which obviously huge for them. But at the end of the day, it is a team with a lot of young players, lots of experience. I think this team can go somewhere if it grows its players properly. But Manchester City, a team with some of the world's best players in every position versus a growing team, I'm going to have to just say Manchester City look a mile stronger.
Well said, Finn. Well said. Appreciate that, man. I have questions for you, bro.
Yeah.
And this is a very simple question. Very, very simple. What is the biggest problem at Arsenal Football Club at the moment?
I don't think that Arteta puts forward the right team for the opponents. He doesn't play to the opponents, in my opinion. I think we saw that in the opening game versus Brentford, for example. Obviously, the likes of Bukayo Saka was available to play, yet they put Martinelli as a left midfielder, kept Saka on the bench. I just don't think that Arteta's got enough experience as a manager before he got into the Arsenal gig. Yes, obviously he worked with Manchester City, but I think he should have started somewhere smaller. I don't think Arteta plays to his opponent.
So what's the problem? Arteta. You're basically saying Arteta is the problem.
I'm saying Arteta is the problem.
Just wanted to make that clear. Look, as I always say, man, in the past, if you are the manager of a company, you work, that's your job title, and things are going down the drain. Basically, just things are not going right. You know the first person who they're going to blame? The manager. You're in charge. You're in charge of your workers. You're in charge of the operation. If the results are not going in favor of the team, you got to blame the manager. You would want to blame the players, but don't point to the players. The players are going out there to do their thing, or maybe the players are not playing to the manager's instructions. Maybe there's too many instructions from the manager, because if you watch Mikel Arteta on the sidelines, right, he's always micromanaging. Just stop. He's always. You see Pep sit down, Pep is just watching the game. Sometimes he's sad. Sometimes he's just, just chilling, thinking about what he's going to do. You could see Brendan Rodgers. He's always writing down something. Jurgen Klopp. When the time comes, maybe if you're really behind or whatnot, you could be. But Mikel Arteta is always like pointing like a freaking crossing guard. He's always
That's a lack of trust.
I don't know why he does that. And his 11s, man, very, very suspect. The kind of 11s he pick. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm actually in the process of getting a big Arsenal fan on the channel to actually get deeper into the issues at Arsenal. But Finn, I think we could only scratch the surface right now. We really don't have the time. Because I think it's a longer list. I think it's actually more than Arteta. I think it's more than Arteta. I think it's a lot of bad business being done, man. Listen, do you know that what's his name? I think his name is Yusuf Benacer. I think it's Benacer, the Algerian that won the best player of the tournament back in the AFCON 2019. He plays for AC Milan, highly rated. Do you know he was once an Arsenal player?
No, I did not know that.
Oh, a lot of people don't know that. Serge Gnabry. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that.
You know, and I'm only putting these little names out. The list goes on. Arsenal Football Club does the worst business out there. They've already spent 100 million plus euros. And to be honest, I don't think these are signings that actually going to move the needle. It might actually move the needle backwards. You see what I'm saying? Because I really don't see Ben White and Odegaard making a difference. I don't see Aaron Ramsdale making a difference at Arsenal for sure. They needed more impact signings, and I don't know if the club's not that attractive anymore. I know Arsenal fans might say, "Oh, we're attractive. Look at who we signed." It's just my opinion. I think they're doing the wrong business. They signed Willian. They want to get rid of him now and everything. They signed David Luiz. Look at the moves that they're making.
Socrates, all those players gone.
Yeah, there's so many players, man, and there's still so many players that's at the club who does not belong at the club. Kolasinac, all these players. Lucas Torreira just left. You have Guendouzi still out on loan. There's William Saliba brought in, and then he's not being used. There's a Cedric deal. Yeah. Listen, there's Joe Willock being sold. There's Ainsley Maitland-Niles not really getting the game time and being sent out on loan. I can literally go on and on and on, but I won't. We're going to move right on. Look, man. Look. Question again. Hot seat. As a Manchester United fan, how do you feel about Man City's success over the last 8 seasons or so and Man United's lack thereof?
Once again, it's a tricky thing because it's something we've brought up multiple times about money, for example. I think lots of people would get offended by money, but money is a part of modern day football. Saying that Manchester United have spent money, just like Arsenal, has been bad business. Linking those two subjects together, Alexis Sanchez for Mkhitaryan didn't end up working. We've spent big bucks on players who Paul Pogba, yeah, sure, why not? Paul Pogba.
Wait, let me interrupt you. You just said Alexis Sanchez and Mkhitaryan, 2 players who was at Arsenal Football Club.
Exactly.
You see where? Come on. Oh man, continue. I don't mean to cut you off, Finn. I really don't mean to cut you off, but continue.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we spent a lot of money on players that just don't tend to deliver. I mean, Fred, I'm pretty sure, is an over £40 million player. Obviously, Paul Pogba now picking up on numbers. He's looked good in the first 2 games of the season, but for a long time wasn't a player United. I think United have had bad business. And in terms of United versus City, would I say Manchester City are the better team compared to Manchester United over the last 10 years? Without a shadow of a doubt, Manchester City have been the better team. I would have loved to have the success that Manchester City have had. I personally think that if this continued for another 10 years, you could really, without a doubt, put Pep Guardiola as the best Premier League manager of all time. The things that he's achieved, winning silverware 2 to 3 trophies almost season in, season out, that is the marks of the greatest manager of all time if he continues like that. And as a Manchester United fan, we've made horrible business over the last few years. I mean, there was a long stage where our backline consisted of an out-of-form Luke Shaw with Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, and Ashley Young converted from a winger. I mean, Manchester United have made some horrible decisions over the last few years. And I mean, they've struggled in the post-Fergie era. And that is why Manchester City have been the better team. They've made the correct decisions. Yes, money was a part of it, but money is now a part of football. You have to accept that.
Yeah, I actually think the think tank over at Man City are miles, light years ahead of the one over at Manchester United. And I don't know, man. I think the only thing that could save Manchester United right now is Sir Alex Ferguson coming out of retirement for 1 or 2 more seasons. Pull a Oscar Tabarez. Oscar Tabarez, a Uruguayan manager. He's like 74, 75, still managing. Pull a Tabarez and just sit in the dugout inside of a bubble, so that you're good, because he has health issues and things like that, and manage the team. That's the only way you guys might actually win a major piece of silverware, because winning the Europa League, that alone for the last several seasons is just absolutely poor. It's shambolic.
Yeah.
And you guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. So let me just talk about some insights, then we're going to move on. Man City are unbeaten in their last 11 league games against Arsenal, winning 9 and drawing 2. Since a 2-1 defeat at the Emirates in December of 2015, they've taken 28 of a possible 30 points against the Gunners under Pep Guardiola, winning 9 and drawing 1. Arsenal have lost each of their last 8 Premier League meetings with Manchester City, their joint longest run of consecutive defeats against a specific opponent in their league history. Also, 8 versus Leeds between 73 and 76. Man City have kept a clean sheet in 6 of their last 7 league meetings, with Arsenal including the last 4 in a row since a 3-1 home win in February of 2019. There's also Arsenal have lost their last 6 games against reigning Premier League champions, conceding exactly 3 goals in each of the last 5. The Gunners have won just 1 of their last 17 away games against the reigning champions, drawing 6 and losing 10. This is ridiculous. With that victory coming against Manchester City in January of 2015, 2-0. Finn, let me know your predictions here, and we're going to move right on. We got a couple more fixtures to talk about. We have the big Champions League draw coming at 12, and I want to actually go live for that. So we have a couple more to run through. I think we'll take about 30 more minutes to do that, and then we'll call it a day. You've been doing great, bro. Just want to let you know that.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure you subscribe to Finn's channel. It's in the description box down below. And trust me, man, Finn deserves a lot more love, because Finn, let me just tell you, man, you're better than a lot of them out there, man. A lot of guys are just out there, they for clout. But you know your thing. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call people out right now. I bet you any money. I bet you a whole paycheck. I bring on some people on here. They're freezing up, bro.
Well, knowledge is power, and thank you very much. And I appreciate you giving me this platform to express my love of football.
Anytime. What's your prediction for this one?
Once again, think it's going to be another smack to Manchester City. Okay, you know what? I'll break what you said earlier. I don't like Arsenal. Arsenal is the one team I definitely don't like. Is it a bias thing? I don't think so. As I said, Manchester City on their day, best team of all time. Whether it's going to be a 2-0 or a 3-0, apparently now Arsenal have their strikers back, being Lacazette and Aubameyang, which I thought they'd be out longer due to COVID. But maybe less pressure on defense now. I am going to go for a 2-0, but I'm very close to going for 3-0.
My prediction is a 3-0 win for Manchester City. I don't want to be naive and underestimate Arsenal or anything. Look, they could shock us. You never know. But if we learn anything from what we saw against Norwich City, Man City are now they rootless after losing against Spurs. We should have won the game against Spurs. I don't know what happened there. But with Jack Grealish, Sterling, Mahrez, Jesus, Ferran Torres, hopefully we could get De Bruyne back. I don't know. Maybe after the international break. I can't wait to get Phil Foden back. Big Philly style has been out with an injury. John Stones has been out with an injury as well. But there's guys like Laporte. There's Bernardo, guys rumored to be leaving the club. There's Big Ruben Diaz still at the back. Kyle Walker. The team, man. Fernandinho. Listen, I could go on and on and on, man. All eyes would be on Jack Grealish here. Hope he scores again. Shut up some haters. Shut up some critics. I don't know why my phone keeps going off, man. God damn. Maybe it's the Arsenal fans in my freaking DMs. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. I hope it turns out to be a 3-0 win. I would be very, very embarrassed, to say the least, to lose to this Arsenal team with what's going on at their club, man. Seriously. Look, before we move on, what do you make of Cristiano Ronaldo and his situation at Juventus and him possibly moving to Man City after PSG come out and say they don't want him back. They don't want him. Real Madrid doesn't seem interested in bringing him back. They want Mbappe. And United doesn't look like they're in for him. Neither do Chelsea, Bayern Munich, or any of these teams. They're saying that Man City are the only team that could afford him right now, especially with the Harry Kane deal falling through. So talk to me about the Harry Kane deal falling through. And matter of fact, don't talk to me about Harry Kane. I don't want to talk about Harry Kane right now. I talk about him when we talk about Spurs. Talk to me about Ronaldo potentially moving to City. Do you think that would be a good move, being that he's 36 years old right now? What do you think? And a former United legend, I should go and fast to say.
Well, from Ronaldo's point of view, I don't think it would be a good move. Once again, if he wants trophies, but Ronaldo's not one of those players that needs to prove that he needs to win more trophies. I think that's not what he does, especially in the Premier League. If he wants to, maybe like go and to a Farmers League, one of those considered Farmers League. Go to, as you said, there's not many teams. That's the tricky part. There's not many teams that can afford Ronaldo. So he can't go, obviously PSG not wanting to. As you said, I think it actually all goes down to the fact that maybe Manchester City are the only team that can afford him. Chelsea, they just got Lukaku. They're not going to get another big top striker. I think to an extent, maybe one season he could be a really good shout for Man City. But I don't know if he should do that versus Manchester United. Once again, we spoke about Grealish leaving Aston Villa earlier. I think it ruins such a big part of his legacy. Not just the fact that he was at United and achieved so much there, but the fact that it kind of ruins his boyhood club story with a team that really kick-started his career. Look, Ronaldo, I think, was always going to grow up to be a great footballer. But I think this is so detrimental to it. It ruins his legacy at United. That is a fact. I feel like lots of people would turn on him. Lots of people would say that Ronaldo is a glory hunter or a player who just wants to follow the money, because that seems to be the biggest argument or insult in football nowadays. But as we said, money is kind of football nowadays. Would it be a good move for Ronaldo if we took away the moral value of this? If we said there was no moral value of this, if he stayed there for a year, it would be a great transfer. For Manchester City, once again, if they only signed him for a year, you don't want to spend X amount on a player who's 36 years old. And it also depends on the amount. When he moved to Juventus for 100 million, he can't do that to Man City. He's no longer a £100 million player in terms of his longevity in his career. If he moves for a year or two to Manchester City for a cheaper price, as a Manchester United fan, it hurts me. But for 1 year, maybe it would be a good deal. But I'm not sure it's the right transfer for him morally.
Seems like this one touched you, bro. You have a lot to say.
Yeah.
This one touched your heart, your soul, your spirit, your mind, everything, man. Look, man, let me just say this. Khaldoon Al-Mubarak came out recently and he said, City's transfer policy is to bring in young players, nurture them, make them into stars. They might be, or they may be stars already. You see the Grealish move, you see the Ruben Diaz move, Ake, all these guys under 25 years old. There may be an exception where Mahrez, he's a little older. And he also said there may be exceptions where if there's an opportunity and an opportunity presents itself to sign a marquee player who's maybe 30, whatever, City could do that as well. So I hear people talking about the transfer policy and what City's going to do, and Ronaldo being 36 or whatnot. We talk about no loyalty amongst players and managers. Ronaldo I don't think it matters. It's business as usual. His agent has contacted Manchester City, doesn't consider him being a former United player. Look at Jadon Sancho, and thank you very much. We did make some money from the Sancho sale. Thank you very much. Look at Sancho. You see what I mean? So Look at Rafa Benitez. Look at players switching all over the place. You see? So look, it does not matter. I think Ronaldo to City right now after the Kane deal fall through, 1 season with a possibility of an extension, because we know Ronaldo is fitter than a fiddle and he's even fitter than some 25-year-olds. If the deal is possible and it's within all financial fair play, if that exists, if it's possible, try to make the deal happen. In my opinion, Make the deal happen. There'll be a lot of jersey sales. I'm pretty sure there'll be enough jersey sales to take care of Cristiano Ronaldo's big salary for the year. People saying this could disrupt dressing rooms and all. Listen, everybody knows it's Cristiano Ronaldo. They'll be happy to have him. You think you'll be looking at Cristiano Ronaldo in your dressing room and feel a kind of way you feel, oh man, Ronaldo's playing and I'm not playing. That's Ronaldo. Like, chill. Players know this. You see what I'm saying? It's business. If he's making such and such a week and I'm making, it's just the deal that I got. You see what I'm saying? If he got a better agent to get a better deal, that's on him. If he's the bigger player, if he's the bigger marketable player and everything, it would do a world of good for Manchester City. So listen, I'm approving this deal. 2 thumbs up. I hope it happens. We didn't get Messi. We didn't get Kane. This might just be a blessing in disguise. I spoke about a blessing in disguise, and it happened with Diaz last season. It could happen with Ronaldo. He's from Portugal as well. So you don't know, man. You don't know. Listen, bring him in. Sign him up. If we're going to lose Bernardo, a Portuguese, bring in another one. If it's Ronaldo, listen, bring him on. You know how good it would feel to have Cristiano Ronaldo at the club? Listen, man, as I mentioned in a tweet, I said I'm going to laugh from now until May, because everybody writing off City, City not going to win the I think if Ronaldo come in to play up top, listen, forget about Kane making an impact. This guy would make an impact as a center forward. And listen, I ain't even got nothing else to say. Because this one would be monstrous. You see, he's a champion.
Saying? He's a winner. He's a winner.
Definitely. Steve McCullough with the $10 super chat. I didn't forget you. I'm trying to figure out what is the biggest problem at Arsenal is trying to find what is the worst part of having AIDS. Listen, man. Oh, my God. Listen, man. Oh, damn.
No.
Oh, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, that is very scary, bro. Very, very scary. So Steve is also saying, Deluded Guna is my favorite Arsenal YouTuber, and I'm not even an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I know Deluded Guna. Not personally, but I heard about the name before. So Carl Headley saying Arteta is an inexperienced manager trying to manage a massive club at this point. I think he can have a future as a manager, but it's not at Arsenal. So just to touch on some of these before we do move on. The UCL draw is coming up, though. It's coming up, so big up to everybody in the chat right now. I think I see my boy Obio Keke says City should stop terrorizing us with overspending of money. Listen, Villa is spending a lot. Arsenal is spending. United is spending. Everybody's spending. Listen, let's let us spend our little money, man. You know, if Liverpool don't want to join the spending spree, that's on them, man. You see what I mean? Look, you know what they say? Scared money don't make no money. If we invest in Ronaldo, we'll make the money back from sales and things like that, man. Look, guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do it. We got 80 plus people in here consistently for the last hour and a half or so. You guys are not liking the video. Make sure you like the video. Listen, Steve Finn, I don't know why listen, I'm going to curse again. I don't know why the fuck I keep calling you Steve. I don't know what it is. And I don't know. Not like I just met you. I've known you for months now. And this is the first time that I call you Steve. And I keep calling you Steve.
I'm going to forget who I am.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to start calling myself Steve.
Listen, man. Man City play Leicester in their next game. And for Arsenal, their next match will be against Norwich City. Oh, my God. Listen, man. We're going to talk about... we're just going to run through a few small ones. And then... we have a lot of games to talk about still. Let's run through these games before we run out of time, because I want to talk about the Champions League. We have time. Obio Keke, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. He says, I can bet you need a PSG or City would win the Champions League. It's not all cash. It's not all about cash. Look, man, we got to the final, and I'm saying we're still up there as one of the favorites. I'm just gonna put that out there, but Chelsea might have something to say about that too.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea. What they spent £230 million. Did they spend more money than City last season and win the Champions League?
Yeah, they spent a lot
Probably.
of money, but remember they had a transfer ban, and if you
Yeah.
look at the money they spent this season, they actually have a positive net spend where
Yeah, yeah.
they have made more money than they spent, which is simply ridiculous when you consider, Chelsea spent 100 mil for Romelu Lukaku. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna move right on. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep the ball rolling, and let's talk about Burnley versus Leeds. We're not gonna stay 5 minutes max on this one. Burnley lost to Liverpool 2-0 in their last game. Leeds and Everton played to a 2-2 draw. Gather your thoughts, Steve. I'm going to need you to drop some thoughts on this one, albeit it being a little bit of thought, but something. Last season between Burnley and Leeds United, Leeds won at Turf Moor 4-0. I could remember this game, man. They smashed, they battered. And they also won at Ellen Road 1-0. So they've done well against Burnley over the last 3 matches or so, where they also met in the Carabao Cup third round back in 2017. But before that, it was a little bit more, even back in the championship, I should say. But Leeds, they have really become a better team, though. Talk to me about this game briefly, and I have 2 questions for you. We won't stay long, and then we'll give our things and we move on, or predictions and we move on.
Well, obviously, I think looking at Burnley, they are known for their defense. I think they've got a great defensive partnership with Nick Pope, but they've made a few slip-ups so far this season. Attacking-wise, they almost seem to be getting there. They popped quite a few balls over the top into the strike in the box. That seems to be their attacking style of play. They don't quite like the wide areas. They do need a creative midfielder, though. But versus Leeds United, I can see them struggling. Leeds United, no, cannot play against a team that has good attack. We obviously saw that versus Manchester United, conceding those goals. But saying that Leeds United going forward, they kind of do a triangular forward play between their fullbacks, wings, and midfielders, where they do really quick passing, really fast forward play. Obviously, a bit of practice from Murder Ball from Bielsa, obviously learning that. But that forward play and that triangular kind of passing, I think they'll cut through that Burnley defense so quickly. And as I said, Burnley, yes, defensively could be solid, but I've seen 1 or 2 sloppy mistakes from them, and they might struggle versus Leeds. That pace and attacking intensity, the kind of team that no matter what the score result is, plays for the full 90 minutes. They give it absolutely everything they have, versus Burnley that can only get Leeds United a good result.
Well, for Burnley, you mentioned them being very strong defensively. Nick Pope, Ben Mee, and Tarkowski in the back there as well. Very, very, very good defensively, but not a good start to the season at all. 2 losses in 2 games. They got to get their act together. They do not score enough goals. That's their problem. They have, however, I've seen in the news, they have been looking at, I don't know if the signing is actually complete yet, but they have been looking to bring in Maxwell Cornet let me see, that deal isn't finalized, but Maxwell Cornet from Olympique Lyon for 15 million euros. That's the guy who tormented Man City a couple seasons ago. You know what I'm saying? Maxwell Cornet. He does play left wing back. He's fast.
Yeah.
He does play for the Ivory Coast, but he is from France. And it's a player I do admire, and I rate him very highly. I suggest they make a few more signings like that. And what are your thoughts on that signing? Do you think that would help to improve Burnley in this season?
I think they do need kind of an attacking player like that. As I mentioned, maybe they need a creative midfielder to go forward. But looking at a team like Liverpool, they don't necessarily have that out-and-out attacking midfielder. They make quite good use of their fullbacks. So maybe Cornet could be one of those players, but I do think that they need to get Cornet as that attacking creative player and then almost adjust how they play going forward in terms of their wingers and strikers. I don't think that if they get Cornet, they should play a 2-striker system with both Woods and Barnes, maybe a striker with 2 wingers. But in terms of going forward, I think Cornet played in the right system would be a brilliant shout.
Well said. Look, do you think there's any chance of Leeds United suffering from a second season syndrome, seeing how well they did last year?
That's a tricky one because last season they ended 10th place, I think. That's pretty good. I think going forward into this season, once again, you expect a lot from them. You don't know whether it was just first season back in the Premier League after 16, 17 years. They were so excited. They got on the ground running, had a brilliant season. Will they do as well this season? I think they'll do on par with what they did last season. I think another 10th, 9th place. I don't think they'll suffer this season. I don't think they'll have any threat or fear of the relegation zone. I think as the season goes on, I do think they'll pick up momentum in terms of attacking and everything. Yeah, you know what? I don't think they're going to suffer from second season syndrome. I think that they'll have a pretty good season.
Thank you very much for answering that question. So just for some insights before we move on, Burnley have won 3 of their last home league games against Leeds, losing 1, though that 1 defeat did come in this exact fixture last season. Of the 38 opponents Leeds have faced at least 50 times in English league football, only against Coventry 53% do they have a higher win rate than they do against Burnley. They have won 31 out of 60 games. So this is a team that they actually love to play. Just one of the last 22 league meetings between Burnley and Leeds have finished level in a 1-1 draw back in 2015, with Leeds winning 15 of these to Burnley's 6. So we leave that there for the insight. Let me know your prediction for this one, and then we'll move right on. We got a couple more games to talk about, and this one is not the most exciting one of the weekend at all, but we're going to show it some love still.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Leeds United 2-0 win. As I said, Burnley, although they have their defensive moments this season, we haven't seen it. Leeds United on the attacking fronts can be so threatening versus a team that doesn't really counteract that kind of play. Obviously, I think they're pretty happy with the Carabao Cup win. Harrison could be a player to watch. I think I will go for Rafinha, though, but a 2-0 win to Leeds United. They should not lose this game.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Leeds United. Calvin Phillips in the thick of things. He is the glue that holds this Leeds team together. I'm going to put it out there. Calvin Phillips is the man, not Bamford, but Calvin Phillips. And I think Rafinha could be the talisman as well. Big up to Ilhan Millier in goal as well. I always got to shout this guy out. This guy's 21. I could like low-key be his daddy. You know what I'm saying? And he is goalkeeping for a massive club in Leeds United in the English Premier League. It's simply amazing, man. And people,
it's my age.
Yeah, people don't tend to give him a lot of credit. And yeah, guys, Finn could be my son as well, guys. Let's put it out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. It could be my my son, my South African son.
Yeah.
So guys, just to touch on the next fixtures for Burnley. Things are not going to get easier. They play Everton next, and then they have Arsenal. And for Leeds United, oh boy, the next game is against Liverpool. Then they have Newcastle United. We are not going to stall. We are not going to wait around at all. I am not going to ask you guys your prediction for this one. Drop it in the chat. But we're going to move on to Tottenham versus Watford FC. Wolves lost to Tottenham 1-0. Brighton beat Watford 2-0. In terms of the last time these two teams met, 2 draws, a 0-0 at Vicarage Road and a 1-1 at, was that the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the brand new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So Nuno against Xisco Munoz. Look, talk to me, Steve. First impression of this one. Talk to me. Steve, what the fuck?
I was waiting for you to.
I don't know why I keep calling you Steve, you know. And people in the chat might be thinking I'm doing this on purpose, but I'm really not doing this thing on purpose. I like to take the time to big up to my boy Rudy Perdets, coming all the way out from Slovenia. Thanks for uploading last weekend prediction for Man City. Listen, bro, it's my goal was to be worldwide, and it's nice to see someone's in Slovenia is watching the damn thing, man. Look, I have Finn on here from the Rainbow Nation of South Africa. So, you know what I'm saying? Finn, do you know how to speak that Afrikaans?
Yeah, I can speak a bit of Afrikaans.
Oh, man. Lovely. So tell the people hello in Afrikaans for me.
Okay. Well, away. That's more of a slang term. Away.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much.
That's my hello. But lots of the time you can just say hi or hello.
Yeah. Thank you very much, man. Talk to me about Tottenham versus Watford here. A London derby.
Oof. Well, I think if Harry Kane truly is staying at Tottenham Hotspurs, then that is a huge boost for them. I do like Watford to an extent. I like their style of play. I like how they play, should I say.
Thank you.
I do think that they've got so much fire up front. We spoke about having that fire. And I do believe on the attacking front, with that kind of pace, I think Watford could be a threat. I mean, we've seen Tottenham Hotspurs bottle weird games before. In terms of just cutting through midfields, that's how Watford beats Aston Villa. They just sliced through that midfield so easily. I mean, it was such a hot knife that they cut through. I mean, it would have been trending on YouTube 3-4 years ago. It was that hot. But looking at Tottenham Hotspurs, the better team on paper, 2 clean sheets heading into this. That will be huge for them, obviously winning their first game versus Manchester City. Tottenham Hotspurs are looking like the better team. They wouldn't have wanted a penalty to be the decider versus Wolves, but just the way that forward attacking play and the forwards are playing at the moment, they're looking good. Dele Alli looks like he's somewhat back in form. I feel like Tottenham Hotspurs could surprise us, maybe the season in general, but I think going into this by far the better and stronger team.
Well said, man. Well said. I appreciate your insight there. Question, man. Hot seat. Did Spurs make the right decision in not selling Kane to Manchester City?
I think so. And my reason for that, but I could list a million reasons saying, yes, they could have got the money and spend it on this and this and this. But you don't want a top rival to have your best player. You don't want a rival to have your best player at the end of the day. And I think you'll admit that. I don't think no matter which club it is, you would never want another club to have Kevin De Bruyne in your team, no matter how much you got for him. I mean, that would hurt you. I don't think I think it's a good move for them to keep Harry Kane. Once again, another top striker. They've got one of the best strikers in the world. It's kind of hard to say that, it would be a mistake to let go of a player with the most goals and assists last Premier League season. I mean, brilliant player at the end of the day. And he'll be a huge boost for Tottenham Hotspurs this season. I can tell.
I think it's the wrong move.
You think?
I think it's the wrong move. And this is why I think it's the wrong move, right? If a player is doing well at his club, but not winning anything season after season, the player wanted the move, but it's just because his professionalism why he did not really push for this move to go through. If this was a Mahrez or an Alexis Sanchez or Dimitri Payet, that deal is happening. A Raheem Sterling, the deal is happening. But Harry Kane, I guess, he doesn't want to disappoint the Spurs fans, and he's been at the club for such a long time, and he's like embedded into the fabric of the club itself. But if City comes in 150 million euros, this type of money could do a whole lot of good. Maybe Daniel Levy is saying, listen, man, thanks, but I don't need the money. I'm fine. I can do without this. Maybe that's what it is. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want, and going back to your point, I don't want to let my best player go to a rival and then they batter us. Are Spurs going to win anything, even with Harry Kane this season? You never know. You never know, man. You never know. I'm just going to put it. You never know, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's the biggest mistake Harry Kane could have made in his career, and it could possibly be career suicide by not joining Manchester City. And I'm not even saying that because I'm a City fan. If he was linked to United, I think he would have made United a lot better than they are, even though United need to strengthen in other departments. But I think Man City, in most departments, they have it down packed, barring the left-back department, of course. And yeah, I'm talking about you, Mendy. Yeah, so so I think it's the wrong move. And I think it's very selfish of Daniel Levy as well, and it's not a very good business move in my opinion, because 150 mil is 150 mil. They could have done a lot with that money. As I said, maybe they don't need the money, but it is what it is, man. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let us see how it pans out. Yeah. Because let's see who will be laughing in me. Would it be City fans or would it be Spurs fans? So let us move on. Next question. Are Watford staying up, and how long do you think Xisco Munoz will last as their manager?
No, I don't believe they're staying up. As we spoke about earlier in terms of Norwich, I said there are a lot of teams worse than them. That's why I believe they could stay up. But I don't know how many teams I find worse than Watford. I think Watford on the attacking front, as I said, Saul Hernandez is looking really good. They've got some brilliant players. Don't forget, they stayed in the Premier League for quite a while last time they were in it. But they went down for a reason. And yes, these players like Saul's numbers were brilliant in the Championship. But those same numbers won't convert to Premier League numbers. They never seem to do so. So, you know what? I don't think their numbers, as I said, will convert to Premier League numbers. And I just don't think they have what it takes. And in terms of their manager being sacked, how long do I give? Don't forget that there was a stage where Watford changed their manager more often than they changed their underpants. I'm pretty sure 2-3 seasons ago, they went through like 100 million managers within like a season. I mean, if they have that same mentality, he could be out within 2 months. I give him tops.
And you don't think they're staying up. So
I don't think.
If you look at the head-to-head here, Watford has only one win in 14 games against Tottenham, and that was a home win. So look, man, this game will be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And let me just hit you with some quick insights. Matter of fact, that's enough. That's enough for the insights, man. I don't need to go deeper than this. My prediction is a 2-1 to Tottenham. Even though Tottenham, they're not my favorite team at all. They're really not my favorite team. I don't know why they keep beating City every season, and that's one of the reasons. And the fact that they didn't free Kane as well, and a few other reasons I'm not gonna get into, but I still gonna give them the win here against Watford. They have started the season well. I think they picked up two very, very fortunate wins. They were not the better teams in both games they win, but that doesn't matter. It's the result. 2-1 to Spurs. What's your prediction?
I'm going to go for a 3-1. I believe, once again, we've seen what Harry Kane and Son do together with their mix-up. And as of the last few games, we've seen Lucas Moura and Son do well together. So it's going to be interesting to see this new attack this season now that we're not focused on Gareth Bale. I think Spurs should win this. I'm going to give it a 3-1. And I think Harry Kane is going to score 2 goals.
Big up to the boy Pierre-Emile Hyber. Does not get enough credit. And Hugo Lloris have been very good so far this season. And that's all the shout-outs. No more shout-outs. Jafet Tanganga, let me see if you turn up again. You did not turn up in the last game against Adama Traore. So let us see. let us see what he does here. So for Tottenham, their next game will be against Crystal Palace, another London derby. And for Watford, their next fixture would be against Wolves. Oh, the Moose versus the Wolves. But look. What's Watford's name again, man? Yeah. Okay. Why are they the Hornets, but they have a wolf? Not a wolf, a moose on their badge. That doesn't make any sense, though.
I don't have an answer for you.
That really does that does not make any sense though. But big up to the boy Adam the Great in the chat. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you. Chicken man 2-1 to Watford. 2-1 to Spurs. Talk to me. Sorry. Talk to me, Steve. Yeah. Jordan Hyman 2-0 to Spurs. But we're gonna move right on, man. We got 2 more big games to talk about. We don't have a lot of time. We have about 15 minutes or so to touch on these games before the Champions League draw starts. But I think the Champions League draw itself does not start like right away. So yeah, it's fine. Look, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the big game before we talk about your game. Let's talk about this one. Liverpool versus Chelsea, the most anticipated game of the weekend. This game is big, and I think this is the prediction that a lot of people have been waiting for. What do I think about the Liverpool versus Chelsea match? Ooh boy, this one is huge. Liverpool with a 2-0 win over Burnley, and Chelsea with a 2-0 win over Arsenal. Last season, both teams won away but lost at home. So this one is a very, very tricky one because now we have fans back in the stadium and everything, and it could be the difference maker. It definitely could be the difference maker. You see the recent meetings right here, 5-3 for Liverpool. 2-0. Liverpool has been the better team across the last couple games, though. But Chelsea, they're Champions League winners. They have really bulked up their team, brought in Lukaku. We got to mention Romelu Lukaku. And they're looking to force, man. They're looking to force. We cannot discount the fact that they're Champions League winners. Finn, let me know your thoughts on this game. Talk to me here.
Oh, it is going to be such a close game. That's all I'm promising you. I could genuinely see a draw from this. I could see one goal being the difference. I think it is going to be so tricky. I think looking at Chelsea, I would have almost given them no chance had they not signed Romelu Lukaku. But now I can say that they have one of the best strikers in the entire world. Lukaku is brilliant, miles better, or at least more experienced than we've seen more from compared to Timo Werner. This team is looking really strong. I think Thomas Tuchel plays a really good defensive team. We saw that in the Champions League last season versus Atletico Madrid, where they put their entire midfield and defense on the line. And then now with Lukaku, they seem to be moving forward really well. Even before Lukaku, they seem to pick up. So Chelsea looks strong. Liverpool, it's very hard to turn down Liverpool now that they've got some of their best players back from injury. I mean, this Virgil van Dijk versus Lukaku mashup, that is what we are all here for. You can say what you want, but that is why we are all here, that physical battle, the two GOATs versus each other. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And as I said, with Virgil van Dijk back in the squad, with Liverpool having one or two injuries in their squad, it's tricky. But saying that, it's also tricky knowing what Sadio Mane and Mo Salah can do up front, especially with Jota's form. As I said, these are two of the best teams in the world that will be facing each other, and it's going to be a fight to remember.
Well said. Well said. I have a question for you, bro. I have a big question for you. Look, Van Dijk versus Lukaku or King Kong versus Godzilla, which one gets you more excited?
Oh, you have to go for the Van Dijk Lukaku one, the one that's going to have more damage, the one that's just going to... I would pay for this one more than I would the other one, to be honest with you. I would 100% pay for this one.
Yeah, I didn't watch... I have never watched the King Kong versus Godzilla movie, but I want to watch. But I want to watch Van Dijk versus Lukaku here. This one is going to be a big one. I know some people like, oh, why are you hyping up the Van Dijk versus Lukaku thing? Are you for real? People are saying Lukaku. Lukaku is not the same player he was when he was at Everton or Manchester United. This is a different player. That Lukaku had hair on his head. This Lukaku shave it. You see what I'm saying? And when people who could actually grow their hair out, shave their head, those people are a problem. You see what I'm saying? You have hair, but you're shaving it. Like, come on. So, look, this is going to be the contest, but there's a lot of other contests. You know what I'm saying? There's Trent Alexander-Arnold versus Reece James debate. I do think Reece James is the better defender and the better overall player, in my opinion. Trent has been around a bit longer, so he gets more of the plaudits, and he's been in the England national team. He's done a lot more, but Reece James, I think, is the more exciting player, in my opinion. Robertson coming back from injury and all would add another dimension to this one. And I have a very, very big question for you. I don't want it to take long or anything. We're strapped for time. Champions League draw is coming up. What's your Liverpool Chelsea combined 11? If you could do it in like 3 minutes, what would be your Liverpool Chelsea combined 11? Talk to me.
Goalkeeper is going to be Alisson. On his day, one of the best reflexes in the entire world, and has been around longer than Mendy. In terms of my defense, starting from the left back position, am I allowed to choose Robertson, or are we only going for fully fit players that we know of?
Everybody.
Okay, well, Robertson, I believe, on his day, best left back in the world. In terms of the two centre backs, it has to be Virgil van Dijk somewhere in there. Definitely in terms of the other centre back, once again, Thiago Silva, brilliant centre back on his day. You need that leadership. In terms of the right,
who's your centre back? Van Dijk and Thiago Silva?
Yes.
Okay, who's your right back?
In terms of my right back, as you said, it's tricky between Trent and Reece James. As you said, in terms of an overall player, all-around player, probably Reece James. If he had won the Premier League like Trent did, more people would be talking about him in the same vein. So I'm going to go for Reece. In terms of my midfield, I am going to go for the likes of N'Golo Kante, obviously best holding midfielder in the world. I am going to go for Mason Mount as an attacking midfielder. I think he is absolutely brilliant. In terms of my other midfielder, I mean, Jordan Henderson has had his moments. He's definitely improved over time. It's tricky to think who else I could put in there. Obviously, Thiago in his day was brilliant, but I might just have to go for Henderson. In terms of I'm going to go for a front three. My obvious striker would be Lukaku. Brilliant striker, 24 goals last season, only under Ronaldo in the scoring tally. Left wing, that is going to be... Well, let's start off with right wing. Mo Salah, on his day, one of the best right wings in the world. Left wing, it is going to have to be... I would say Sadio Mane, because the only other name that comes to mind is probably Pulisic, and I would say that Mane is a better player than Pulisic.
Yeah, two star-studded squads, man, worth close. Well, Chelsea's worth over €1 billion, and Liverpool, dollars, euros, but Liverpool close in terms of market value. Pretty sure if they keep playing the way they're playing, market values would go up. But we said these are $2 billion teams, man. And it's very hard to put together a combined 11. But so it was very exciting for me to do. And I'm glad to hear yours. I think, you know, why you didn't mention Fabinho, Jorginho, these guys. I think these guys should have getting over Jordan Henderson, though. You know what I'm saying?
Probably. I would probably narrow, like, Jorginho and Henderson. It's probably very, very close. I don't know if... Fabinho is a very versatile player. It's very tricky. All I'll say is that it's very tricky not to put him in the squad. Third midfield option I chose,
I think you like Jordan Henderson or something.
I don't.
I think you have a strong affinity towards Jordan Henderson as a player, though. His play. I don't know, his leadership skills or something. I don't know why you put him in the team ahead of.
I was rushed for time.
I'm just messing with you, man. So look. Just want to touch on a few insights. Definitely going to drop some insights for this one. Liverpool have lost just 2 of their last 13 Premier League meetings versus Chelsea, winning 6 and drawing 5, though one of those defeats was most recent in the most recent game last season. Only Manchester United with 12 has won more Premier League away games against Liverpool than Chelsea with 7, with the Blues winning this exact fixture 1-0 last season. The home side didn't lose any of the first 22 Premier League meetings between Liverpool and Chelsea, winning 17 and drawing 5. Since then, the home team has won just a further 12 of their 36 such meetings, with the away side winning 15 times in that time. So both teams basically go to each other's backyard and pick up a victory here. So, look, Finn, I ask you the most difficult questions now. Is for the ultimate question. What's your prediction for this game?
Well, it's at Anfield, and we know how good Liverpool are at Anfield. But I'm going to give this one to Chelsea. I don't know what it is. I feel it in my gut. I feel like Chelsea are going to narrow it 1-0. Saying that, I know the attack of this Liverpool team can be so deadly from all sides. But I just feel like Chelsea have a tiny bit of a surprise for us this time around.
Look. Is this your bias against Liverpool because you're a United fan? Is it?
No. Just
want to make that one clear. Just want to make that one clear. All right. Look, this is a big game, man. The way Thomas Tuchel sets up his team very defensively, but he's also very good going forward with his wingbacks in Alonso or maybe Reece James. Let's see who features in this game. Could Thiago Silva come in? Is he going to go in with Christensen? Is he going to, you know what I'm saying, Aspilicueta? Rudiger. Mendy has been good, kept a lot of clean sheets. Kante, could he start? Jorginho, up for the best UEFA men's player. We're going to find that out pretty soon. Won the thing with the Euros with Italy and all, you know what I'm saying? Mason Mount, Havertz, big Romelu Lukaku. All these players come to mind. I think Chelsea has the best squad. But does Thomas Tuchel know his best 11? His 11 do chop and change from time to time. On the Liverpool side of things, Liverpool have started out well. Potent front three. Jota, Salah, Mane, all bagging goals so far this season. The midfield remains a worry I think Fabinho may not be involved because his dad recently passed away. Maybe he's still in Brazil. Maybe he'll just stay there. I'm not too sure. But Henderson, Naby Keita, are we going to see Harvey Elliott again? Or are we going to see maybe someone else, an Oxlade-Chamberlain, a Curtis Jones? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? A Thiago. Maybe this is the game for Thiago. Maybe this is the game for Thiago. So, look, their defense, we know, very solid. Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have left back Andy Robertson, I think, will come in, and Alisson, man. Look, this was a very tough decision to make. One of these teams has to blink. It's either going to be that or either going to be a draw. I did not want to be, let me say, I didn't want to be pussy, man. And I didn't want to just go for a draw. I want to make it exciting. I want to say, yeah, Dom called it, or, yo, Dom, you predicted us to lose, and what now? So I'm going to have to make a call here. I think, seeing that this game is at Anfield, I don't think Liverpool are losing this game. Liverpool are losing this. This is going to be a big game, a marquee affair. Mo Salah coming up against his old team, has a lot to prove. And unfortunately for the Chelsea fans, I am going the opposite side, and I'm going for a 2-1 win for Liverpool Football Club. I'm going for Liverpool to bring the heat, to bring the fire on Chelsea's ass and pick up the win and have the more psychological advantage going into the season. And I'm not saying this just to appease the Liverpool fans or just to piss off the Chelsea fans. This is just how I feel. I'm either going to be wrong or right, but this is my prediction. Final prediction, Liverpool 2, Chelsea Football Club 1. So, say whatever you want. It's final. Next fixtures for Liverpool, their next game would be against Leeds United, and they play Crystal Palace. And for Chelsea, their next game after the Liverpool match would be against Aston Villa, then they play Tottenham Hotspur. We got to move on. We're strapped for time. The Champions League draw is coming up, and we have one more game to talk about before we end today's stream. We actually have 7 minutes before the draw. I think we have a lot of time. We've been streaming for a very long time. It will make for a great watch. So if you're watching a replay right now, thank you very much. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Did I miss any super chats or anything? I don't know if anybody dropped a super chat that I missed it. You know, I may have. No, I didn't. I think Obi was the last one to drop a super chat. So thank you very much there, Obi. I don't know if you're still in here. You might just be happy about that prediction. Guys, make sure you drop a like in the video. We need 25 more to hit 100. I think Finn has done a great job. I think myself, Dominic, have done a great job. Not myself in the chat, but I think I've done a great job as well. Smash up the like button. That's the least you can do. Finn.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Manchester United. We know Wolves lost their last game there against Tottenham, a goal to nil. United lost to they didn't lose. That was like a loss though. They drew to Southampton 1-1. Last season between these two teams. Let me just gather that information really quick. My internet is very fast, so I'll get it for you right now. So last season, it was a league double for Manchester United, and since Wolves have come back into the Premier League, they have performed rather admirably against United. You know, it was just last season, because when they came back, they actually picked up a 1-1 draw, a 2-1 win. They beat United in the FA Cup. Back-to-back draws. You know, they've only lost 4 of their last 10 games against United, but as I said, United did the double last season. What are your thoughts as a United fan coming into this game against Wolverhampton Wanderers?
Look, I'm not going to be biased about it. It will be a tough contest. Wolves is one of those teams that is always tricky for United to face. I've always thought the same about Crystal Palace and Southampton. They're teams that United always struggle with. Wolves tend to be the same. I'm sure you as a City fan have remembered some quite bad memories of Wolves. Wolves is a team that can shock the big opponents from time to time. But saying that...
Don't remind me, bro. Don't remind me.
Yeah. But as we know, Manchester United have the ability to bottle things versus Southampton. They lost because of a sloppy Fred mistake and a sloppy Bruno mistake, and they just gave away sloppy balls. That's
They
the
said they
problem.
lost or they draw?
They drew. They lost to me, but they drew. Yeah, it was just not United's best game. But we saw in that first game how good Manchester United can play. And this isn't just my biasness. That's also looking at Wolves. So far, I feel like defensively, they've been too slow. They leave too many gaps in defense. Their goalkeepers made one or two slip-ups from time to time. Luckily, they didn't lead to goals. But I believe the slow defense that leaves too many gaps versus Manchester United's attack, I think Manchester United will seize the moment. I think we're going to see Pogba and Bruno Fernandes step up. And I believe Manchester United should take it, at least until they pick up attacking-wise. I just spoke about Wolves' defense, but attacking-wise, with Raul Jimenez back, we need to wait for Wolves to pick up momentum on the attacking front before we gain confidence there. So I'm going for, I think United's a stronger team.
Well said. Look, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes got to step up. They can't be this inconsistent. I know Pogba is trying his best. He's trying his hardest. But the players are very inconsistent. Fred, inconsistent. The manager, inconsistent in terms of his selection. If you had a winning formula with McTominay and Fred, why are you going to change it and bring in Matic? You see, and these are the things. These are the things that why Solskjaer never get no ratings from nobody at all. Absolutely nobody out there. If you're out there rating Solskjaer, you're settling for mediocrity. Solskjaer don't deserve no ratings. Solskjaer is like that man that just going to keep everybody happy and he's smiling all the time and he's going to say nice things at the media. Wolves, not a good start. I think they're struggling and they may struggle again. They have to create better. They're getting some chances, but if you check their creative thing, they're not creating big chances. And the big chances are only falling to the wrong man, Adama Traoré, who is linked to the move to Tottenham Hotspur. And look, man, Tottenham, if you want to go ahead and sign him, go right ahead. But he runs well, he's strong, but in front of goal, he is absolutely horrendous. Wolves need to score more. I think Raul Jimenez's injury is still affecting him. The balls are not coming in for him to head in. Remember, it was Traoré or Neto with the cross, Podence with the cross. Freaking Jimenez headed into the goal. Him with the skull fracture is definitely going to affect Wolves this season. I think Fabio Silva is not a worthy backup striker. Trincao has looked good. Got to give it to him. But I think if Pedro Neto was fit, it could have been a whole nother Wolves team. The midfielders in Neves and Moutinho need to step up big time. They did well in their last game. I saw Nelson Semedo playing well in the last matches. They gotta step up, man. They really gotta step up. They will continue to struggle. One hope is that they're playing United. United are a team that's gonna give you some chances. They're gonna give you some chances. Look, even though the Champions League draw is about to start, I'm gonna have to put you in the hot seat. How long does Bruno Lage last as the Wolverhampton manager?
Do I think he'll last this season? It's tricky to think about because I think it actually all does depend on whether Jimenez picks up his confidence. Do I think he'll manage a season? I think he'll manage a season or two. I actually do think so. I don't think they'll achieve anything great, but I think they are a team that will achieve at least mediocrity. I think they'll do well enough to keep him.
Well, they ain't started well. And the Champions League draw have not started. I actually tuned into it over on my laptop just so when it starts, I will move over smoothly into that live stream because I will be live. I see a lot of people left the live stream to go over to that one, or maybe they're just Chelsea fans not happy with my prediction there. Look, big question for you. I have to ask you this, man. I have to ask you this. I don't want to rush through just for the Champions League draw and they're going to do a whole lot of presentation and all that kind of stuff before the actual draw. So, yeah. Look, are Man United serious title contenders or serious title pretenders?
I think we have to look at the teams competing to say that. I think Manchester City, without a doubt, you can consider them. I think Chelsea, without a doubt. Liverpool, I think, are pretenders this year. So amongst those, I think so.
Liverpool are pretenders.
I think the highest Liverpool could achieve that I see the season is second. I don't see them placing first place, where I could see Chelsea or Man City winning it. I could, but I don't see Liverpool winning it.
So it does mean that you think United are pretenders as well.
I didn't say that yet. I think it depends. What kind of category am I going to put United in? We haven't seen Varane play yet. We haven't really seen too much of Jadon Sancho. Once again, that draw has kind of put me in doubt. To be honest with you, versus Southampton, I think title pretenders. To be honest, Manchester United. I absolutely love United. I will always be a United fan. But I could see the highest we could get this season is going to be second. We just lose too many points versus smaller teams. That's the problem. If we can get points versus the smaller teams, then yes, we can do it. But until we fix that, no.
Yeah, so basically, you guys are pretenders. You guys are definitely pretenders. You know, let me just bring my laptop over here so that when I go right into my Champions League draw, there is a crowd as well. So yeah. So look, Finn. Tanya Kishna is saying City fan. If you're a City fan, yeah, big up. I don't know if you're taunting me or saying what's up, but there's no mask. Nobody in the freaking thing is wearing masks, which means, I don't know, everybody's tested negative for COVID. Look, what's your prediction for this game against Wolves?
Well, as I said, because of United's ability to attack when they attack, and because Wolves have looked slightly sloppy in defense and haven't gained that attacking confidence, I'm going to go for Manchester United 2-0 win. And if Wolves do score a goal, I think it will have to be from a set piece.
2-0 win for Wolves. My prediction, I'm going to go for Man United 2-1. I think Wolves will score a goal. I think they will get a goal, but I think they will lose their first 3 Premier League games this season and give Bruno Lage a headache. A large headache for Bruno Lage. Bruno Lage, a large headache. So I think they're not winning. They're not winning unless we see that same United team that played against Southampton show up again. And that's a possibility. Yeah. So for Wolverhampton Wanderers, the next game will be against Watford, and for Manchester United, they will play Newcastle at Old Trafford. So that's that. So look, Finn, I know you want to go watch the Champions League draw as well. I won't hold you, but just to make sure that we didn't forget any fixtures. Okay, let me just see. I think we touched on everything. Yeah, we touched. Yeah, we did. Because when I had Ryan LFC on, I did not talk about Tottenham, and I had to go off, in my car and whip up a quick video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So look, man, guys, I appreciate everybody who joined today. Long stream, 2 hours 46 minutes. Didn't expect it to go this long, but we had a lot to say. And Finn, I appreciate it, man. You brought the heat, and you just proved that. Once you're open to it, you're gonna be back here for a couple more match week predictions with me. I really listen. You don't know you do not know how much I appreciate it, man. Sometimes people may think they don't need. I need the help. I love the help. I love being able to take a breather, take a sip, and not just talking to myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I like to big up to everybody who smashed the thumbs up button. Do so if you haven't yet done so. Make sure you subscribe. If you're commenting, you are a subscriber because it's a subscriber only stream. Subscribe to Finn. His channel link would be in the description box down below as well. If you're watching the replay and you got this far, you're the real deal, man. I couldn't say anything better about you. You're the real deal. Look, it has been a marathon one. It's good to get a break in terms of the Premier League, but Finn, I'm gonna be a busy man throughout the international break, man. I'll be live every day to talk about these World Cup qualifiers. The grind continues; it never stops.
Of course.
So, Finn, talk to the people, and I would like to apologize for calling you Steve 1,000 times during the live stream as well. Talk to the people.
Steve.
Yeah, talk to the people before we go.
Okay, guys. Well, obviously, if you are new to me, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoy Match Week 3, of course. If you are here, obviously subscribe to Dominic. Once again, always brings the fire. If you are new to me and you want to see more of myself, make sure to subscribe. FYNN'S Football. You said in the description down below, right, Dominic?
Yep.
Awesome. But guys, thank you so much for watching both of us. I really, really appreciate this opportunity, Dominic. It is obviously huge for me, and I hope to see you very, very soon.
Definitely, Finn. We'll talk, man. We'll talk. You know what I mean? We talk on the WhatsApp. You know, Finn and I are cool. We're so cool. We on WhatsApp. All right. So, guys, look, don't be hitting me up for my WhatsApp number, man. You know what I mean? You get the point. So, look, Finn, thanks again. And I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Until my next stream, I'll be going live right now for the Champions League draw. I like to say, peace out. Rich Squad. Namaste. Peace and love. No war. Peace.
Yeah.